And welcome back, everyone, to a lovely episode of Princess of the Apocalypse. This is number 47. If I could get a lovely recap from my players of what happened last week.
I did not.
Nick, you could just start saying, "Hey, Eric, give us a recap."
I was going to do it, and then I realized I'm eating.
There's always some kind of excuse.
Hey, I had 2 great weeks of commentary on what we did. It's the most I've ever done. It's no torn level of quality, but Boris put in his effort as well.
Okay. So as the group gears up and begins heading towards Ironford, it's fairly likely that the town has succumbed to the fire cult and has most likely been destroyed. Moving further into the valley, it seems that there are 2 siege camps set up, fairly close to something that we now know as Delman Ranch. As we approach this homestead, hoisting a large white flag, it seems that they are ready to surrender, which kicks our asses into gear and gets us there ASAP. Once we approach, we have a quick conversation and enter and begin speaking to a man named Kerbin. The fort seems to have a large amount of fighters, but they are likely still outnumbered. It seems the cultists have been set up there for about a week. So, since we're here, we begin preparing for the next attack. Meeting with several people around the camp, around the homestead, the ranch. Setting up exterior defenses, large trenches, setting up more spikes, getting people on the inside ready. And last thing I remember is standing on top of a house overseeing Great Wide Beyond.
Yes.
Because I was told to go up there. And so I did.
And so, yeah, that's a good round place to catch us up with. Oh, that's absolutely screwy. I gotta fix that. That's awful.
Look at that.
That's awful, awful, awful.
Okay, so look your background. I don't know why it's not showing up.
Yeah, that is pretty nifty.
Let me move the chin. There you are. You look great.
I'm inspired
There
by
we
the
go.
fact that Kix is actually using his camera tonight.
I use my
Oh.
camera often.
Yeah, he does.
Haven't seen you in months.
I was literally here last session.
I know, but lately you either don't turn your camera on, or like halfway through the session you turn your camera off.
He switches back and forth when he has to do stuff.
All right.
And or shove his face full of food. He turns his camera off.
Attend baby things or housing chips.
All right. And so, at the beginning of this session, it's, all of you have kind of discussed your plan leading into this siege. Oh, what in the world is happening there? Something's going on with my Discord. Okay, I know not to do that anymore. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You were preparing for the siege, made your decisions on placements and like what you guys are gonna be doing. And that basically leaves you currently, looking at the placement of the sun and the horizon and the orangish hues across the sky, you could get the feeling it's probably maybe only a few more hours until dark.
Can I gather the members of Order of the Gauntlet and talk to them?
Easy enough. So you find the man that introduced himself as Erned Stoutblade. A human. He's the one with the nicer armor, and he does have two other soldiers that with him that have taken up post on the wooden walls where you and Boris requested them to be. And he gathers whenever you call him. Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
Yes, I gathered them.
And he's asking you,
Oh,
what do you want?
how's the Gauntlet been faring since Summit Hall?
I mean, Gauntlet's a little bit more overarching than just Summit Hall.
Were you there? We still don't quite know what happened. We went on a quest to get the relic for you guys, and by the time we came back, the place was up in flames. We couldn't find anybody. I didn't realize there were any survivors.
So, we're not survivors of Summit Hall. We were stationed north in Yata. Basically as a small god unit. And when we heard of the murmurs coming through the grapevine of the orcs taking up siege positions outside of this ranch, we decided
These
to
are orcs out there?
that's what's been attacking us for the last week.
Huh. I thought they were fire cultists. Interesting.
It seems like some of the ones out there, and he gestures to the two siege camps that are stationed in between the large billowing cloud of smoke. It seems like they know how to handle some fire.
I don't know how to say this, because I know it's a little personal, but when's the last time you heard from Tyr?
Hi, Prather. Well,
I know it must have been a while.
he's bringing that up. He's gonna kind of give you an inquisitive look. Now I see why you accepted that quest in the from Summit Hall. See, Summit Hall was underneath the banner of the Order of the Gauntlet. They were more of a particular section of the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is very much larger and overarching. Think of us as a military force throughout the Sword Coast in the Desarian Valley. Anything that the normal townships, militias, or guard posts can't handle is where we come in. So we don't really know much of the practices and the worships of the worshipping of those down in Summit Hall. Although,
so you guys don't all worship here?
No, some of us are most of us are very diverse. It was that one particular sect that was devout, almost zealotry, if you will.
Well, seems this conversation doesn't necessarily need to be had then. You know of anybody here that worships Tyr?
He's gonna gesture out to, or behind him, to one of the youngerlings, and I know he does.
Do you
But-
mind if I have a word with him?
I mean, if you wish. Aaron, and he's gonna call him over, and that second guard over to the left, at the on the left side of the gate, is gonna turn around and clamber down. Yes.
I hear you are also a fellow follower of Tyr?
I am.
Well, when's the last time you heard from him? I know it must have been a while.
He's gonna as well give you a very inquisitive look. Hear from him? I mean, I pray, but never had the honor of hearing his voice.
Hira kind of looks disarmed, a little confused.
As far as I know, and forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but the gods really don't try to speak much to those of us down here. That, you know, it's more of a faith-based thing, whether, you know, if you believe they're listening or not.
Kira looks at a loss for words.
Boris kind of.
She
Boris
looks
kinda
more
laughs.
uncomfortable than anybody's ever seen her.
And
Boris is trying to hold back laughter at the thought of this.
let's see.
Sure, should I tell him?
And he's gonna, like, Ernid, having been wise over the years, I guess you could say, he's gonna give you a little, or the inquisitive look is gonna deepen. Do you hear the voices of the gods?
Have you not laid your eyes upon them?
I
I'm having
guess.
this conversation in private, by the way. It's away from you guys. You can't hear this.
Oh, I was doing it based on our.
Like if you, I mean, it's not. You're in the middle of the field, so
Okay.
you could,
I guess it wouldn't be too hard to like eavesdrop.
and just walk up at this point. So like, I guess at this point of the conversation,
Hira,
say
by the
that-
way, looks like she's unsure of how to answer. She looks almost a little. I don't even know how to explain it. Not embarrassed, but like kind of slapped in the face with her own privilege, if that makes sense. Like she didn't realize that not everybody talks this.
But this guy doesn't
God.
understand. Hasn't had your level of experience.
well, I could go ahead.
Should I tell him or should you?
Slowly, Hira, after some really uncomfortable silence and intense glances around, is going to kind of nod slowly.
Well, if you're hearing the voices of the gods, and he looks between the two of you, I would consider yourself very blessed. And
That's the issue I actually wanted to speak with you about. She nods to, what was his name?
Aaron,
Aaron. Although you may not hear from him, you should know that he does listen. And actually, one of the reasons I'm here is because he, in recent months, stopped communicating. And She looks really, like, upset and unsure how to communicate this, but it turns out that he was betrayed by someone very close to him. And he's indisposed right now. And we're trying to help him. And I wanted to make sure that you hadn't lost your faith.
Aaron smiles, and so does
Because
Ernid.
when he stopped talking to me, I had a very rough time. I didn't know what to think of it. I thought he had forsaken me, and I don't want anybody else to feel like that. I want you to know, well, I wanted you to know that there was an explanation, and that he physically he can't communicate with anybody right now.
Both of them smiling as you say this, and Ernid again, we'll just say, well, it seems like with every blessing also has a hint of a curse, because although we don't receive the blessing of the voice of our gods, we know that they're there. We know that they listen. I mean, no greater example than 7 of you walking through those gates. I'm sure you saw our last chance of survival was surrender, and the lot of you showed up just in time.
Hero looks very thoughtful, and after a bit she says,
We would have, yes.
Wow.
I think then that perhaps both of your faiths are infinitely stronger than my own. Have faith in
surrendering your orcs.
To have faith when you don't have direct contact with your god. Like I said, I was lost when he stopped talking to me until I figured out what was wrong.
We all have our days of feeling lost. We all have, sometimes it could feel like he is. But eventually we come back. Eventually we realize that.
Yes. Well, he may not be your god. She nods to Erned. But for everybody here, they should know that this fight, it's not just, for us or for you, but it's also for a god. It's a battle, one of many battles, on the way to restoring a god's soul.
Still more inquisitive looks. But at this point, when Adram walks up, Ernest is gonna put his arm out and put his arm over your shoulders, Adram. And well, if I've learned anything from the teachings of Lithenda, there's blessings in every corner.
Amen, brother. It's not a coincidence that the 7 of us are here in your time of need.
Oh, I think not. I definitely agree. And you see that both of them, whenever you first got here and you guys were first walking the grounds, getting stations set up, these 3 in particular, although ready to fight, they did seem to have a weight on their shoulders. And after this conversation, both of them, especially Aaron is kind of holding himself up a little bit higher, and you can see under his faceplate there's small bits of a smile, and as he grips his short sword tighter, he'll bow to the two of you and then resume his post.
Hero will kind of shuffle away awkwardly with a nod, looking very thoughtful and a little uncomfortable.
4 or 7 sworn into it.
Sorry, Hero's gonna go walk over to Drum and be like, I didn't know not everybody talked to their god.
It is a bit awkward. Especially because we literally hanged out at God's, house. And
I was waiting for somebody to yell, check your privilege.
As I've said before, not everyone is as blessed as we are.
Does she hear anything from Tadriel in her head after that?
Honestly, ever since you walked through the gates, she has been silent.
I don't know whether that should be comforting or disturbing.
It could be a little bit of both. It definitely could be, but it is nice either way for the several hours that you've been here at the ranch. It's been oddly silent, vacant of someone else's thoughts besides your own.
Maybe she's taking a dump and she doesn't want to bother messing with you. She's concentrating.
It's canon now. Taking a poop in D&D is a concentration spell. Well, you guys have the evening in front of you. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before bunkering in? Are we going to take up watches for this, or are we going to let the town folk do it?
Hero will help with the first watch.
Okay.
So we haven't done a long rest yet, or this is after?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
You have not. This is like you did a long
We've
rest.
done the trenches.
Yeah, you guys did a long rest before before you made your way here. And then this is carrying on to that evening.
I'll do first watch with Hira.
Where did we decide I was putting Druid Grove?
This bottom gate in front of there.
I think I'm gonna cast it tonight, so that way I can.
Well,
cast it
how long
somewhere
does it
else.
last?
24 hours.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I believe so. Let me double check that.
Okay. So double check on that for me.
It's 24-hour duration is 24 hours.
And what's the range of the spell?
It's a touch. So I just have to walk up to somewhere and touch it.
Yeah, and there's a radius.
Area. What's the area that's
It's a 30-foot cube or as large as a 90-foot cube.
Could be as small as 30 foot.
by 30.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Small as 30 or big as 90.
So it should be 15 then on this map.
that's pretty fucking big.
Shit, make it 90, full size.
So about there?
I'll pick up the whole thing.
They'll never know what hit them.
Just engulf one whole Legion thing. What the?
Okay. And so, did you link it for me so I can read it? Let's see, Druid Grove. Holy shit, that's a lot of reading.
Yes, it is.
Invoke the spirit of
It
nature.
radiates magic.
Creature earth. Into the effect. Password.
So it has solid fog, grasping undergrowth, going at the same time.
Grove Guardian.
Constant gust of wind in 2 locations. Spike growth in 1 location, and wind wall in 2 locations.
Makes your choice. Oh. Additional spell effect. Place 1 additional one. Wow.
What the fuck?
Nice, huh?
Druid, you broken.
Well, it looks like you can only
Choose one of the...
place your choice
Yeah,
of
it's
one.
one.
Yeah.
So which one do you want? The Grove Guardian?
I'm thinking undergrowth, right? What do you guys think?
Let me look at it again.
I think Grove Guardians, because that'll be tough as fuck. Not to mention
Affected by
add
the
more
Are there
Numbers,
trees
so-
around? Are there trees around here?
No.
Yeah, there's no trees. That's why I figured that one was moot.
Yeah, it won't work.
You're a magic druid.
Grow trees.
Magically grow the tree.
It is a pretty BA ability, though, Grove Guardians. Like those
That's
tree ants from
bad.
WoW.
Yeah, that's basically what I was picking. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm with a tree ant, all right? No.
I think
My
Grasping
fireball's going to
Undergrowth
make
might
him
be-
mad, and then he's going to stomp me like an ant.
Might be your best because
Yeah,
gives us
definitely.
defend. Solid fog, we wouldn't be able to see them.
Given the terrain and what's going on, I definitely think undergrowth is the...
Okay, so
But
basically
to a
it's gonna...
creature immune to this effect, the fog obscures nothing and looks like soft mist. You would be immune to it.
Why would we be immune to it?
I'm not immune to fog.
No, because you have the password, you would be immune to the effects.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's in the first.
You're gonna give the password to everyone. Guys, the password is pineapples.
Just the core group.
Pineapple pizza.
Just the core group.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just,
Yeah. Everyone's like, I can't see through it. We're like, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone
Hold on
in
my pocket.
everyone on our side would have the password, and they would be immune to everything that's in there. But I still think grasping undergrowth would be better because
It would be, because even if you don't have the trees, there's grasping weeds and entanglement.
Okay. So rough terrain and possibility of being snared. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's also, you can choose one of the following magical effects. You could do a gust of winds in 2 locations, spike growth, or wind wall
Yeah.
in 2 locations, which is
So it looks like it's all of them.
Wow,
And then you have the addition.
Wall sounds pretty awesome.
The spell creates the following effects within the area. So there is
so it's both the fog and the undergrowth. And then you
and
can
the Grove
choose one.
Guardians.
Yeah, and you can choose
Then you
one
can do an additional
which
thing.
is either 2 wind walls, 1 spike growth, or 2 gusts of wind.
What level spell is this?
6th level.
6th. That makes sense. Yeah, so by default it's fog, undergrowth, and guardians. And then you can choose
technically,
additional.
wouldn't I be able to plant some good berry trees?
They'd be little baby Grove Guardians.
Yeah, you would have... It takes a full 24 hours for them to grow to full size.
Damn, we should have planned
Let's just
until we
chalk
got here.
let's just chalk the Grove Guardians up that we're not gonna do it. But the fog and
The
Grasping
fog and
undergrowth.
the undergrowth.
and then whatever additional thing you want to do. I don't know what a spike growth is.
A growth of
Interesting.
spikes. Duh.
Boris like spikes. Spikes sound pretty awesome.
Okay. So that's that. And I guess while the rest of the ranch begins moving into the main house, some separate off into the barn. The smells and sounds of cooking emanates through the area. Most of the meals prepared seem relatively simple, and some a little bit on the lighter side of the amount. It seems like they've not had any kind of shipments for some time, so they're dealing with what they can. That leaves Adram and Hira at this point alone in the middle of the or what's the name of the word I'm thinking of? Just in the center. And if you guys are taking a watch, are you guys wanting to take up a position to watch?
I think, is it just the two of us, or is there anybody else awake?
Everyone's awake and eating right now.
Okay, I guess one of us should be looking towards this way, and one of us should be looking towards this way.
Yeah, there's more than us here. There's the villagers and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if we're the only ones on watch.
I don't think we're the only ones on watch. We're just the only ones of our group on watch. It would be silly to just have 2 people on watch. So I would say there's probably, just I keep remembering, I keep figuring it's kind of like the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Well, I figure
there's
we
people
should.
on the walls, but
Well, then I figure we should have somebody watching at each gate kind of area.
Yeah, so we'll just say that I'll be over here, but I'm gonna probably walk amongst all the groups and make sure everyone's got their heads about them, and make sure everyone's.
That's a good idea. Maybe we can maybe both of us can just walk around and keep people's spirits up.
Yeah. Pray for people that need it and whatnot,
Okay, so that's going to be a different thing than taking a watch. So you guys can either do that or you can watch.
Other people are watching though, right?
All right, and I guess the question is, do you want to leave the watch up to the townsfolk?
How about I help watch, and then Adram can walk around and talk to people.
That'll work. And you could also go technically up here and see both areas.
That's true. I might go up there then.
Okay. So
I'll leave. I'll basically make rounds around the whole entire inside enclosure.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. And so where are you looking out again? Hira?
I'm on top of the house watching out. Just
Okay.
kind of scanning along the horizon.
So give me a perception check, please. Okay. Your mind is a little preoccupied with that revelation of. It seems like there's a very limited amount of people that actually speak to their god on a regular basis, so you're still kind of
I can't even explain to
that.
you guys how much that blew her mind. I think she mentioned it once before, how she was under the impression, she liked to think that, Tyr talked to all of his followers.
And,
he's kind of having an existential crisis right now.
However, you're fortunate that one of the Emerald Enclave, that's standing up top with you, without making any outward movements, let's see if we can. So he tries to reach forward a little quietly, but his armor kind of snags and clanks a little bit, but he kind of tugs on your wrist guard and slightly gestures over to the area C.
Mm-hmm.
And looking over in that area, you can see what looks like a cloaked and hooded figure walking southward. In a wide berth. He's probably about 200 feet away from the gate. And he's doing a pretty decent job at hiding it. But you can see a soft orangish glow from underneath his hood.
Can I alert everybody?
If you
particularly I want to get to Wub, since he has a lot better perception and range.
So from where you are,
we have the messaging ring. Sorry, I'm gonna alert everybody through the messaging ring, and I'm gonna tell them the direction. What is that? North.
Northeast.
East, yeah,
Mhm.
or just east, northeast. And I'm gonna tell him to get to that side immediately. I'm gonna describe the cloaked figure.
So that message
Get up on
comes to
this.
the rest of you as you are like in the middle of eating.
Can I run over there and do a perception check?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm almost tempted to pop my wings and fly out there.
That hovered on nat 20.
Wah,
Actually,
wah,
can I
wah.
pop my
For
wings
5
and
minutes.
can I fly out over there closer to the figure? Not to go to him, but just to get a closer look.
If you
You're gonna
want to.
wings up already?
I didn't use them today.
Oh, because this is still before the long rest happens.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pop my wings out and I'm gonna go investigate, keeping my distance.
So the moment you brandish your wings in this bright golden arc of light, the figure just vanishes.
Can I still do a little fly around over there?
Yeah, you can fly around the area. Make me a perception check.
Gram's gonna do an all clear on our walkie-talkies. And explain there was somebody, but
Yeah, here's gonna explain that they disappeared, but she's gonna go quickly investigate.
I gotta get back to my dinner.
Torn was
I
only half
agree.
out of his seat, and then it was a false alarm. He went,
he was at the buffet. He's like, "Should I get more mashed potato?"
So the only
He's
thing
getting
you
back to that
see
corner.
is the slight kind of laying over of the grass of the trail that this person took, and it stretches off in the direction of the siege camp, but you can't. By how far away you are right now, it's hard to ascertain that that's the actual location that they were heading from. However, the biggest thing that you notice is that where the figure was whenever you unfurled your wings and took off, and he bamped out of there, there's a scorch mark, perfectly round, about 4 feet wide, or in a radius.
Can I get closer to it and investigate it?
If you want to.
This is where Hera dies because she split the group.
Most of the party is sitting there eating, and Drama is waiting for her to come back, and she dies.
Make an investigation check.
It's actually a mimic.
Oh my god.
Can I use my luck?
If you want to, yeah. Boris, make me a roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Boris is gonna kill someone while eating. Spear someone against the wall. Boris friendlies.
Looks like nothing but scorched earth and grass over here.
Right, and as you land and begin investigating it, you feel the warmth of the ground where it seemed to be scorched. Yeah, Boris, you,
Does he hit somebody in the eye?
Our
well,
rolls are
luckily, with the way that the fork was toppling end over end, the butt of it hit somebody in the head, and you're like, "Hey, what?" Hera, as you advance and walk over to the to the scorched circle, and you approach, you feel the heat coming from it. In trying to get a better look, you step into the area that it's scorched, and I need you to make me a reflex save.
Oh my god.
Here
I can
comes.
see Hera, right?
Okay.
I hear a drum shouting over the earpiece. Hera! I swear to fucking God!
Okay, so
I wouldn't say it exactly like that. More like, here, don't dawdle out there.
Don't fly too close to the sun there. Here.
Take
How dark is
30
it?
points of fire damage
Oh my god.
That's
as
half.
it is halved because you take your save and this it almost seems like, or as it explodes out in this bright light, you see the tendrils of flame kind of attempt to wrap around you, almost like a cage. But with your roll, you're able to get out of it with just some minor burns.
Minor.
Does it withdraw and see what happened?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, anyone that was, like, the people that are standing out on the gates that just, were like, thanks for coming to help us.
Yeah,
And-
right when
and
that whole
Drum.
thing happens, does like kind of like
A Drom's face palms.
a spiral out of the way as the cage kind of grabs her, and it like immediately his shield pops into his arm. Hera!
I'm good. It was a trap.
Can you get back within the walls, please?
Yeah.
You hear Zuya go, did you just walk into a trap?
Sure did. She's gonna come. She's gonna come over here, and she's gonna Misty step back into the camp.
Okay.
The drum's gonna reassure
She's gonna look really sheepish.
the archer next to me. Like, oh my god, she almost just died. No, she tends to do this often.
It didn't even tickle, to be honest. I still had all that temp health.
Spend your last few moments tempting the DM.
No. I'm sorry, I
mean,
didn't mean it.
you
It
already-
hurt a lot. It hurt a lot.
You already literally walked into the trap.
I could fall off this tower and you still can't
I
kill
thought
me.
maybe the guy went invisible and that he was still there.
I mean, that's a good thought. That's a good thought,
Mhm.
but
That was my first thought.
It
Mhm.
passed my mind too, but
okay. So,
At least it was Hira who has really good saves and a lot of health.
Yeah, okay, you're not wrong there. I do just
Luckily-
gotta say, I'm sitting here
luckily, though,
thinking,
if
you know, in movies, why, like, when the guard sees something really weird outside of the walls, but he doesn't go investigate, this is why.
Eric.
This is wartime, my man.
Okay, there you go. You just weren't moving, and I thought you froze.
Luckily, if here just gets transported into some other plane, we'll do fine without her.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yeah,
Let's just take it easy.
yeah.
Can we take it easy? Let's not investigate.
Listen, I learned my lesson.
Are you sure? Are you sure? You learned your lesson.
when Hera walks into a trap and disintegrates herself, let's just assume she teleported to another realm and she's doing fine.
Yeah.
I got
It's like-
teleported to the water realm, and Nimbus's family is taking care of me.
oh, so sweet.
like
Because they remembered
the-
what you did to the rest
It's
She
like the
went to a
college
farm.
humor, the
friends.
college humor video where Batman thinks that everyone that he's shooting with a gun is asleep. It's like Batman doesn't kill people. It's like shooting.
No, they're just
He's
sleeping.
he's just sleeping with his eyes open. And I think it's Penguin. He's just like, no, you just shot that guy. No, shot him with a bat gun. No, that was an AK-47. It's a bat gun. He's sleeping. And there's like dead people. Like
I've never seen that. That's
I'll
just
link it.
hilarious.
Think it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and by the time Hira gets back, the rest of you have finished eating with this kind of craziness going off on your little
You come out and you finally
intercoms.
see her, and she looks a little singed.
A little quispy.
So that was the first watch. This evening is gonna, seeing as it's the first watch was rather early in the evening, that we're gonna need 3 more. Goodbye, John.
I upset him that much, huh? I
Welcome
thought I
back,
drove
John.
you off with my stupidity. You were like, "We're all gonna die here. Might as well leave."
Drop.
Where's that webcam, buddy?
Like, is that?
Oh,
Now-
yeah.
You're like, if this is gonna set the tone for the night, I don't want to be here.
Tom, are you listening to Amon
You-
Mirth?
You said we're gonna need how many more watches?
3.
3 more?
I take the last
I-
one.
I could take the second or third watch in that case.
I only need 4 hours, so I can probably take.
Well, can't we
I
kind of
can
like
take most of
stagger?
them. Take
Can't
it.
we stagger it so like Adram doesn't like he can do a because he did first watch, he could still get his 6 hours or whatever's needed if he does like 2
Between
extra
the
hours.
first and the last watch will be 6 hours.
Yeah.
I can take third and fourth,
Okay, so
or I can take half of second and third and fourth.
all right. So we have. We'll make Potat do the second watch.
By the way, whenever I go to sleep, before I go to sleep and while I'm taking off my armor, I'm gonna do the thing where I try and reach out and butt into Tadriel's mind, and then I want to try and check on Kier.
Okay. So let's see. Let me pull up Potat's character sheet, and we're gonna have him literally just scurrying along the walls, up and down, all around, like a kid that's had too much sugar.
He's trying to
That sounds
convert
about
people
right.
to the potato god.
Oh my god, he keeps stopping to talk to everybody about his potato.
Oh my god, that's so appropriate for him. Disadvantage on perception checks. Yes.
Isn't it night? It's not.
Even at
light
night?
out.
Let's see.
Wait,
I thought it was
even at
only.
night?
I thought it was only in sunlight.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Still gonna roll at a disadvantage because Potat's running around, not paying attention.
Can somebody else be on watch with him?
Since a long rest is just 6 hours,
I thought it was 8.
at least 6 hours for me, it's at most.
I mean, that's
At least 6 hours and like no activity. I was gonna say I can just take the 2 watches and then I can take the last watch if nothing happens and just try to rest for the straight 6 hours. Only because I already have full spells, so it's really just
the exhaustion for you.
yeah.
So-
and essentially as long as I get, I believe, 4 hours of sleep, meta-wise,
plenty
obviously,
of
as long
us.
as I get 4 hours, I'll avoid the exhaustion. So I'm
let's
not
put
too-
you on second and third, and that way we can have someone else
Yeah.
fill in the last one. Or Zuya on, as well as on the third one. So roll for the second watch.
Torn and Boris haven't
Alright.
volunteered.
I volunteered to go last, as I always
Okay.
do.
My volunteer's tribute.
Since Potat's with me, would she be helping me so I can advantage my perception?
Nope. He already took his
Badge.
perception check.
He's also running around
I hate this sport.
talking to people.
He was doing like what I was doing technically.
I hate
Okay.
this sport.
Instead
Cool.
of reassuring people, he was trying to convert them to potato god.
So, so with your 21, and at this point, as you're making your way up and you get onto the top of the front roof, and you position yourself in the little or
Pirate's nest.
yeah, pirates or crow's nest up at the top of the house. You kind of sit down and start staring out at the space between the 2 siege camps, and at this point, Potat is literally running up behind you and just, you know how like
Running
a
in
kid,
circles.
yeah, running, but the circle is the entire gate that you, and Potat crosses your path and is like, "Hey, look at this." And he points directly out into the center, and you see the same thing that you saw yesterday or earlier in the day. The smoke began to billow and congeal into the center in between these 2 siege camps, and then a spark up at the very top, and that unfolds into a massive doorway. And with your vantage point and that perception check, you can actually see into the fire, and what you see on the other side is rolling golden plains. However, most of the rock or the rock formations that you can see out onto the periphery of the of the doorway are blackened and almost like coal. However, this large, huge boulders of coal. And for a few seconds, you're able just to see a vast way into the what seems to be another world right before another legion or unit group, sorry, steps into view just before the doorway, and then they step through, and what you see is another 40 of these orcish figures that you've you're familiar with orcs, but not this kind. You see their bluish skin. It's kind of hard to see in the night. They almost look black. However, you're able to see the bluish tints, especially where the skin has been split in various places, and there's almost like a molten blood running through the cracks in their faces, and that's giving them this soft glow that you see. And as the last line of the 40 step through, the door closes again. However, unlike last time where the smoke receded up into just two big pillars again, it's staying coalesced.
I guess I would message. Well, I would messaging the whole party with the rings, but I would specifically, I guess, try to ask for, I guess, Torin or a Drum. They seem like they would be the ones who would know the most about, like, some type of portal.
Okay, so this is moving, or as you see this happening, this is moving into the beginning of the third watch. So, whoever...
How long are these watches?
2 hours each. So Wub had been sitting up there for a while, just listening to the pitter patter of Potat just going around and around in circles on the wood, and coming into that third, that the end of that second hour is when Potat was like, "Hey, look at this," and then Wub saw all of that.
Okay. So a drum will rouse from his sleep, and he'll say, "Wubba, did you need me?"
I just saw a portal, and then I would basically relay him the information of what I saw through the portal, and then try to put emphasis on the massive amount of orcs coming out of the portal, that being one of the most disturbing parts of it.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming the whole party would be able to hear that if they're awake, because Wub being Wub isn't gonna like scream at everybody to wake up.
So it's Wub. You're going to be taking the third, or part of the third watch as well.
Yes.
So who's joining him? A Drom for sure, and who else?
It's Zuya. Zuya's taking the last two.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Has Kira gone to sleep yet?
Yeah. And your attempts were unsuccessful.
Oh, okay. Just like that.
I'll get up. Just to see what was talking about, see if I can lend any insight. And I'm assuming I'd see Zuya kind of stirring as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'll add whatever I can to it, but I'll probably head back to bed afterwards. I can roll whatever.
Even if she doesn't get any response there, she is going to make some prayers.
Okay. So we'll say that happens after yours watch. Gotcha.
Would that be an
can
Arcana check for the portals, by the way?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it would be.
Can I say the prayers? I wrote them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Kira's taken off all her armor, and I don't know where she's sleeping, but she finds a quiet place and kind of like goes to her knees and looks up at the sky, and she says, "Tyr, Even if you're lost right now, I hope you can hear me through the darkness. We're trying our best to help you, but before we can do that, I think we might need a little bit of help ourselves. In the absence of your warmth, I pray to do my best in being that warmth for these people myself. I pray for the strength to help these people do what is right, and to help these common people stand strong as we deliver justice to those who have taken their loved ones and their homes from them. I pray that our enemies may only find mercy in the next life, for they've already forfeited the right to mercy in this one. And then after a few moments, she's going to start again. Lathander, in the absence of Tyr, I turn to you. I ask that as you help heal Tyr's soul, you would also help heal the souls of those who have suffered here at the hands of these cultists and these orcs. I pray not only for their strength of soul and body, but also for their strength of mind when this is all over, so that they may attempt to recover and be born anew, stronger and more resilient than before, and still able to find love in their hearts for all that there is still good in the world. And that's where she ends.
2 pens.
Bravo. Bravo. Okay. Let me get back to this. Where'd it go? There it is. Yes, this page. This lovely page. Okay. I'll let you know something. I have too many things open. There it is. Okay. So, with your Arcana check, Adram, you've heard of portals before. You've seen portals. This one is much bigger than a simple portal. This is on par with...
Does it seem like it's coming directly from like the fire plane? Does it seem like that through the portal you can see that it's...
Since you didn't see what's on the other side, it's hard to pinpoint, but you are getting the feeling that this is a very high-level bout of magic. And from what Wub described, it does sound like a planar gateway. But as to where, it's hard to find.
I'll explain that to Wub and be like, this may be summoning things from the fire plane itself, but either way, it's strong magic. So keep your eye out. And then as Zuya, I'm assuming, kind of makes
Could one
his
of
way
those possibly take us to Nimbus's house?
Not the fire planes, my friend. I
Hmm.
feel like she'd be more from the water plane. But
You're probably right.
opening up a portal like that is no easy feat. So whoever the magic user is quite potent. I expect a couple of your arrows to maybe make him a little less potent. And I'll do like this little wink and like a pat on the shoulder. And then I'll explain to Zuya as he kind of walks up about what just happened and to keep an eye out. And gonna mention I'm gonna head to bed now. If you guys need anything, go ahead and rouse us. But I'm gonna get some sleep before this battle. Stay attentive, friends.
All right.
Squeeze Zuya's shoulder. Well, it'd be kind of like up here, right?
And,
How tall
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
pretty much
I'm-
up a little higher. Yeah,
I'm 6 something, so it's not too high, but
but it's high enough.
like a reassuring, like a shoulder squeeze, like, stay, keep the faith, brother.
You've been through thicker things than this. Get your sleep. You'll need it.
I'll nod his head and shuffle off.
Right. So that was the end of the second watch, into the third watch. So Wub and Zuya are taking third. Does anyone want to join them? Okay, so two of you, give me perception checks. You can either take them independently or give someone else advantage.
Did you want to like possibly patrol the area together and give me advantage, or we could roll separately still?
Your
Either way.
perception's better. I'll give you advantage. We'll patrol together.
All right. Kind of going from like the lookout up here on the north to the lookout down here on the south. Make rounds, that good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
4 eyes are better than 4 eyes separate.
Which is what Wub would have done on his last watch, but considering it was Potat as a partner and
Yeah.
Potat
was
wasn't
running
much help,
around.
I just kind of sat still.
Yeah.
Man,
pretty much.
Potat was the one that pointed it out to you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If it wasn't for Potat, where would we be?
Potat probably smelled that.
There we
I don't
go.
know.
So there's that one.
Whatever.
Nice. All right.
Potat probably smelled that portal coming a mile away, though.
Right. Can't hate on those numbers. I would have liked a little higher, but
All right. So, as the two of you are making your rounds around the wooden gates, it's only about a 2 foot or 2 feet of width from the front of the gate to basically where it just drops off to the ground. So you guys will have to kind of be like following each other, or if you wanted to do that whole thing where where you're trying to walk with your dog and like have to waddle walk, but anyway, with that perception check, as you're making your way around through section A and back towards section G, and then up back around D and C, or D, H, and C, what you can see is there's actually several different trails about 200 feet out on either side, and it looks like there were two different groups moving at two different times that may not have been noticed, moving south around the ranch. However, kind of just using your eyes to follow the length of the trail to see if you can find any kind of physical forms, there is nothing there.
That is concerning. Much concern. But in character, I guess me and Zui would like make a note of it, but no real reason to sleep.
All right.
At least if you agree, Zuya.
It is. I find it very concerning that they are definitely checking our borders, but no one seems to have noticed them until now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. At this point, no immediate danger. I don't think we really need to wake anyone up, but duly noted.
Yeah.
Do the marks, just with my extra vision and whatnot, do the tracks seem to like just stop abruptly, or do they actually seem to backtrack a little bit?
Make me a survival check.
All right. Will that be at standard or at disadvantage because of our I guess we have the range. I could see it, but
I would say that because of the distance, it's at disadvantage, but because of your good perception roll, I would say it's just a
All right.
straight roll.
Hell yeah. It rolled but didn't go through. Weird.
Gonna be bum bum. The suspense is killing me.
Killing me too. Usually it shows up at least on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond!
That's weird. Okay, I'll just
Survival?
do it the same way I always do it. Oh, sick. Both of them went through that time, but 12 for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
I
that one
saw
wasn't the first one.
15. It was a 15 on
15 was the
Beyond.
very first one I rolled, but it didn't seem like it actually went through on D&D Beyond.
Oh, I saw it on D&D Beyond.
Oh, did it go through on there?
Well, here,
On
let
D&D
me...
Beyond, it did.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take
Weird.
the 15 for you.
Okay, cool.
Um,
I didn't realize it went through for you guys.
Yeah, I'll take the
Being weird
15
for
because
me
that
right
one
now.
went through on D&D Beyond. Perfect. With that, you're used to the pathways, or not the pathway, like when a creature or figure is moving through this tall grass, you're used to having like some grass break and bend, leaving a small trail behind it. From your perspective, this seems darker than normal, almost scorched. And singed. And looking for any kind of backtracking where it, if they had crossed the same path again, it would have been a little bit darker or at least bent in a different direction. No. Looks like they came from that, or from the north, stopped in section H, and poof. Came from the north, stopped in section G, and poof.
Yeah. So I was gonna say a lot like that guy from earlier. Just somebody came over here and disappeared, is what it looks like to me, at least. Huh.
That's concerning, but here is asleep.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Only because of what happened earlier. The one over here at section G, can I see like the relative location of where it looks like he stopped or disappeared from? Quotations.
It's about 250 feet out, and you can see it from your vantage point on top of the forge. Yeah, you can look. You're looking down on it. It's hard to see at this distance, but it is visible.
Yeah. I don't think I can quite shoot that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh
do
wait,
you
my
think you could
longest
shoot
range
it?
is 320, and my Vita goggles save me from disadvantage. Could I try to shoot that relative location? Because
your arrow on
Hira
fire.
got sprung with a trap last time.
Sure, take a shot.
I keep forgetting crossbows have 320 fucking feet of range. That is insane.
Light it on fire first, so you can see better.
Or just have someone
That's fair.
cast light if they have it.
Could we just say since I'm gonna shoot one of my magical arrows as to not waste ammunition, could I make it like glow because it's magical and gives it absolutely no extra effect? And it's already magical.
Roll your D8. What is it? What is it? D12 that you roll for
D10.
your, or a D10?
Oh, the
for your-
D-tip for the element. All right.
Yeah. Roll your D10.
Wait a second.
What?
Jury
Oh, I was gonna. No, I was gonna cast guidance on you.
Guidance, I believe, is for skill checks.
Abilities.
Yeah.
Abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. Yeah, it's just for abilities.
This
Mhm.
one's not technically an ability; it's just a chance.
Yeah.
I got 8. Or do you want the actual like damage that would be?
What is that? Yeah.
Psychic.
Okay, so
Unfortunately.
fire your arrow.
All right, I am going to fire it, and just for called shot purposes, again, I'm trying to shoot at that at least the general location that I think is where he disappeared from,
Okay.
or the entity disappeared from. Okay, second one went through. I don't know why
25.
things
Okay.
being weird today.
All right. With that, you take aim with your Vita goggles. You fire your shot, and as soon as it releases from the launcher off the top of your crossbow, it begins glowing this pink hue through the sky. And you can see it almost like a small firework drip or just sail out into the open field. And as it starts to begin its downward arc, it lands just on the cusp of that area that you saw. And for a moment, you see a orangish flame begin to grow in the center of the area, and then a quick flash as a cage made of flame erupts and then lingers there for a split second, and having the spell not actually catch anything, it falls.
These motherfuckers were laying traps. Laying bear traps made of fire. But in character, it's gonna kind of look at Zuya and
we might want to do that to the rest of them, because if Hira, Boris, and I go out into melee and there's more of those out there, we might get hit with those.
Yeah, that's gonna be really dangerous.
Or if any of our people go out there and those are out there, that's gonna be very dangerous.
So then, after that, aside from the one in the H area that Hira had set off, and the one in G now that we've set off, on top of, like, obviously keeping watch with our perception checks and whatnot, I would like to try to look for more of those trails, if I could.
There was one in H, you said, right?
I thought I did the one in C.
Yeah, there was one in... We saw one in H.
Should probably check that out.
Okay.
I'm asleep.
So at this point, and by the time that the two of you are having this conversation, it's rolling off, because it did take you, with your perception check, you did find them very quickly, so it's rolling into the second hour of that third watch. And by the time you make your way back around to the top of the house continuing with that perception, you only find the trails. With moving into the second watch, whoever wants to join these two, I'll give you guys the chance to see if you can see some more.
You mean last watch? So Boris
Yeah.
and Corin, are you joining us?
Yeah, that's us.
Ark, no. I'm staying asleep.
Stay asleep. All right, enjoy your sleep.
Cool. All right,
I'm gonna walk up and kick Torin's boots.
that are laying on the ground.
Yeah, and knock his boots over. Kick sand in there.
So hostile.
Uncalled for.
Let him get his beauty sleep, man. Come on.
Okay, I'll dump the sand out.
So hostile, and just like, okay. All right. So with that,
Well, he does help kill things when we need it, and doesn't affect us, so it should be nice.
and if I can get the perception check, seeing as there's three of you now, I'll say each, or the three of you can make independent rolls. It's 18.
Boris just had a great dream. A real nice sleep. How's everyone else?
And
I'm afraid to ask what you dreamt about, Boris, because with you it's hard to tell.
murder and pillage.
Oh, it was a good time. It was a wonderful time. And it's great to be awake.
That still having
Let's
trouble
turn
with your
dreams
sheet,
into-
Wub?
Turn dreams into reality.
Yeah, my sheet's not loading up right now.
Okay, so I'll continue off of. Well, here I got your shit right here, so I'll just do this for you. Let's see.
Restart again or refresh.
And perception.
Well, I think it's gonna load up this time.
Ooh
Yeah, I'm in
wee! That's a natural 19 on Wub's perception. So
Oh,
what?
I'll
26.
take that.
Wow.
Plus 7.
Yeah, so
yeah,
26.
Nice.
Okay. So
I think you're seeing shit.
Horus. What you notice out in the distance, these legions of orcs, although their facial features and their features across their bodies are vastly different from what you remember, there is a slight bit of recognition to them. You've only seen one race of orcs that were blue-skinned.
Yeah.
And you remember vividly that these are from your homeland.
Is it Vasa orcs?
They are Ice Shield, is what they called their clan. And it strikes you as very strange that they've made their way this far south.
Yeah.
Um,
Quite distance for anyone to travel, let alone 40 orcs.
And looking across, you're guessing the numbers are around anywhere north of 100.
Oh. It's way more than 40 orcs.
Yeah, the group that Wub saw advance through was another set of 40, bolstering their numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. Because remember, there's already like 2-3 war camps that were there.
Mm-hmm. Zuya's perception. At this point of doing taking your glances, you are above on the main house, and you watch as again that spark lights and opens the doorway of flame, the gateway, and you see about 15 figures make their way through. Two of them seem very similar to the large creatures that that Hira stood face to face with on your road here. A bullish face in the distance, large muscular body, and two massive horns that stick up from the top of its head. And as it breathes, you can see small sparks of fire coming out of its nose, as well as these weird, fiendish-looking dogs with almost like molten lava dripping out of their mouth, as well as about 5 of each those armored-clad humanoid figures step through, and they split to go into the 2 camps at either side. Well, with your perception, you're able to find a total of 2 more of these trails that lead to a 5-foot wide radius of burnt earth. Judging from the last 2 that you've, or the last one that you saw, this is a very similar flame ward as the last one. And getting its placement in this one, or the one of them being in C, the other one being in A that you've seen, you're starting to get the feeling that these are placed everywhere,
I was
scattered.
about to say, am I starting to feel like these are in every section?
Yes.
Shit. Oh, I was afraid of this. If this is obviously going to be a meta question, but if I were to stay up and try to shoot all of these traps, sort of deactivate all of these traps, you know what I mean? Would I still be able to get at least 2 hours of sleep to avoid exhaustion?
Probably not, because you're starting to get the sense that the number and how long it's taking you to find each one, it's pushing that realm of, you don't think you'll be able to get. You may get a decent number of them, but you wouldn't be able to get all of them.
Try as many as you can.
Yeah, could I at least get some that will be closest to the encampment, as well as primarily in A, B, and G, because that's where our melee guys are going to rush out the gate. So if we kind of stay more condensed, we'll be able to...
Yeah, if you focus on certain areas, you do at least have nights that are out.
Yeah, and then during the fight, we can also, through having our archers fire and whatnot, we'll hopefully be able to whittle down said defenses, or said traps even more, but... So I guess I would primarily want to focus on mainly A, but also G and B. But
Okay.
still, have enough time to get a 2-hour rest, at least. A short rest, I should say.
In efforts of trying to get your rest, you are able to get 2 more of them.
Yeah.
You're able to find them, make 2 shots, and then roll your D10 twice.
Alright. I'll just go ahead and doot. Oh, with an
Alright.
20. Didn't want to waste it for these traps, but I'll take it. That'll be... the first one is going to be a lightning, and then... Our nat 20 is going to be a poison. Well, hate to waste the poison arrows.
Okay. So, first arrow, this bluish hue, fires out, and it strikes nearly in the center of the one in section A. Same thing, fizzles out, or large cage of fire springs up and kind of fizzles out after a moment. The second one, you have an acute knowledge of how these things are constructed now. So you take aim and you take your shot, and bullseye, dead center, and it actually splits part of the ward, the rune that's carved into the ground, and instead of flaming up and creating this cage of fire, it just almost like a hot flat or heat flash from a grill, just out into the earth.
Huh. Alright, dope.
And that is what brings us into the last 2 hours and and then eventually into our next morning. All of you awaken to the sounds of birds chirping. The sun above is rather, or it seems like the seasons are passing, and it's starting to warm up even in one of the colder months of the Desarian Valley. The temperature's starting to rise, and it's a nice day. The breeze is blowing through, and after kind of making sure fortifications are ready, and everyone eats. So you can or those of you that took them, you can mark your long rest. You can also mark your, if you need to change spells or anything like that, you can do so.
At some point, I'm probably gonna wait until we start to see movement in the fire camps, but it takes 10 minutes to cast Magic Circle, and I want to do that here.
Okay. So, as everyone kind of gets on edge and takes their position, just kind of waiting, an hour rolls by. And then another hour.
Quietly.
Quiet. And then another.
Can I do a perception check on the inside of this area?
Okay.
And I would advise one of our group members to maybe check out the houses and stuff just to see if there's anything that seems out of place.
As if something's been trapped there. Yeah.
And something is,
Maybe we should
teleported
split
in.
up our good perceptionists, which is Boris, Zuya, and Wub, to check each house for each building. Because
Nice.
I'm freaking useless when it comes to perception.
Anything that,
I-
like,
I'll
as I'm
check
kind of
the
looking around.
I'll check the forge because I know the forge well.
I imagined Wub could check the barn since he's already there.
And I'll check the house.
Basically, I'm looking to see if any, like, obviously we didn't see anything in the night, but to see if there's anything different.
If there's anything that's out of
So, I hate to, Adram, is your perception modifier the same as your, investigation?
No, actually, my investigation's much better.
What is the modifier?
+5.
5, so that would be a
3 more.
24.
24.
Yeah.
What's your investigation, Boris?
+5.
So that would be a
So it's
22. And Zulia, what's your investigation?
+2.
So that would be a
10.
That would be a 10.
10. Sorry.
Sorry, it should have been
Math.
investigation. My bad.
Yeah. So with your checks, you don't find anything out of the ordinary. Everything seems to be in its place. Nothing is amiss.
Well, the fortification
been any-
seems to be in place in the walls.
Yeah, everything seems to be,
I can detect magic on one of the places.
you would like. Which one are you taking a look at?
Actually, I can do concentration up to 10 minutes, so if I'm quick about it, I can walk around. I could take a couple minutes to walk around each building.
I could do that as well if we wanted to split that in time. Do
Sure.
a ritual. On half of
I'll
it.
get the house, you get the barn, and we'll meet at the forge. And
Okay.
I'm gonna detect magic.
So, both of you, you see the magical items that adorn each of you, as well as your entire party, inside the forge, or inside the barn. Sorry, Adram, you do see a small blip, and going in to investigate it, it's a saddle. It seems to be enchanted with some extra, a little bit of extra magic. Kira, you see a small blip inside of the house, and going in to investigate, it seems like it's inside one of the walls.
Can I call Torin over the earpiece?
Yeah, sure you could.
I will, and I'll the rest of them would hear this too, but I'm gonna specifically call for Torin. I'm gonna say I found something in the wall of the house, not sure what it is. If Adram wants to continue to the forge, if the barn's all clear, I'm gonna stay here in
Yeah.
the house.
Try opening the wall.
Can we ask around and ask if anybody knows if there's anything magical in there, like any of the inhabitants? If there's any explanation for it?
Yeah, you can definitely ask around if you would like. And Adram, getting to the forge, you see a hammer, a pair of tongs, and the anvil itself is magical.
I'll report in that nothing out of the ordinary.
And you would know the owner of this ranch, Kerbin Delmon, would probably be the one to ask the questions about what's inside of his house.
That's what I figured. So I'll go find him and I'll ask, and I'll bring him over to the wall. I'm gonna ask if there's anything in there that he knows of that could, be blipping magic for me. Based on his face, I'm gonna say no.
Well, don't let his face confuse you for my face.
Okay. I thought you were making a face for him.
No. That's not too good. So as you bring up the magical aura that seems to be inside of his wall, he looks at you very calmly and, I'm not sure.
Alright, I guess we try and open this baby up real careful like.
Please don't destroy my wall. If there's something there, just leave it there.
What if it's dangerous? What if the cultists put it there?
He's gonna
Somehow.
look around the room and see no active evidence of any kind of break-in or any kind of tampering. I don't think they put it there.
What if it's spy equipment?
Does anybody have like an identify magic spell? Nobody? Does Potat by any chance?
I have a billion spells.
What
Nobody has
if-
Suppose
identify?
I could use it, but don't I have to see it?
It's something, if you are able to see a magical aura, if you're not able to see the actual object, you can at least identify the school of magic that it is radiating.
Could that not be what they want?
I don't know if it's hidden like that. I don't think they expect. If it was put there by the cultists, that's a big if.
No, I'm not
Then
saying
I don't think they expect it to be found.
No, I'm not saying that the cultists put it there. I'm saying maybe that's why they're attacking this place, because it's awfully funny that they're attacking this place for
Can
no
we
other
identify
reason.
it?
That's the point, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why we should identify it.
And
Could also be the bomb, and it'll
with
explode.
Zuya, kind of bringing this thought up, you can see Kerbin kind of scratch the back of his neck. And did you want to cast Identify, Torin?
Well, if I wanted to, I would need a pearl that has a value of 100 gold. Don't have one, but looks like
Could I
Corbin might
look
be hiding something.
Could I look in my bag for what Torn gave me?
Let's see.
Here, just press him. What's he hiding?
Yeah, you don't have one,
yeah.
Zuya.
What are you? Yeah,
Okay.
she's gonna kind of frown at Kerbin and say, "What do you know?"
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, I wish I was there. That's
I have really good
Dirty 20.
persuasion. Remember,
I
I
know,
was
I
the
just-
persuasion
I-
and you were the intimidation.
They're both the same for me. I'm just saying I don't get to use them often. Jeez. So violent.
I mean, it is here we're talking about.
You're still useful, John.
She doesn't. The only way she knows how to do anything is intensely.
So he's gonna let out a kind of exasperated sigh, walk around the door or through the door frame into his bedroom, and as you guys walk in, you see a bookcase, and he's gonna pull away a book, and inside of the wall you see a box, and getting by a quick glance, it looks like it's an iron safe. And fiddling with the lock, he swings it open, and inside you see an orb. However, it's not a solid orb, right? It's actually consisted of several metal bands that go or almost in different directions, and he kind of pulls it out, and as he kind of like shifts it in his hands, there's different sections that move and twist, and you hear this kind of grinding sound inside of it, and along all of the bands are different
it is.
sigils.
Is that a
All-
Zygus cube?
Around the entirety of each band, and these and he kind of holds it up, and it's just a family heirloom. I know it's
Do you
got
know
a
what
hint
it
of.
does?
No, I do not. It's been with in this farmstead for more generations than I can count.
Maybe it could help us. Torn, do you wanna try and identify it?
My previous statement about lacking the proper components. As much as I would love to know what this thing
Oh
is.
right. Didn't Ed say he was, or didn't Zuya say he was gonna look through his component pouch for?
He
I-
did, and he did not have anything.
I did not have it.
For Rick. Can we
If
ask around?
Anyone got a pearl?
Has anybody maybe Torn or Adram or Patat seen something like it before? Can they make some kind of check to see if it's familiar, at least?
I'll let Torin make a Arcana check, but it's only going to grant you very minor information. It's not going to be everything you see.
In the meantime, can we like ask around if anybody has a pearl? I can imagine not. They're farmers, but
Yeah, asking around, there is none.
Very curious.
how can you check what's in your component pouch?
You add a component pouch to your inventory, and then you just start adding the items that you need as you go shopping.
Oh,
Yeah,
Most
because
times components aren't really required unless they have a gold cost associated with them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if I remember right from what the component pouch for 5e says, most components that are below like I want to say it's like a 20 gold cost or something like that, basically don't actually get used. They're just required for the ritualistic use of the spell. Otherwise, like, say the pearl for the identification spell, the pearl literally like disintegrates into magic dust. Which is weird, but pretty cool that it works that way. I thought all spell components were basically just used, so like wizards were just walking around with like a pocket full of bat shit for fireball, you know. But no, it
Why
takes a little bit.
And so with your Arcana check,
Yes.
the most that you're able to glean from it is that these sigils on it are ancient. You would know through your study of arcane knowledge that the arcane sigils that you guys use and some of the arcane words that you guys or that wizards typically use to create their spells was once a derivative of Draconic. And these sigils seem to be in that Draconic language. And with your good roll,
does
you
anybody
can-
speak Draconic?
you get the sense that this is it is laced with conjuration magic.
Oh.
I feel like this could be really helpful if we knew what it was.
Well, and it's just sigils, right? Nothing like actually written down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that sure is a fancy whatever it is you've got there.
Yeah. It does seem rather fancy. What I mean, it's been in my family for generations. Do you really think they could be here for this? If that's the case, let's just give it to them.
I don't think they're here for it,
Ooh.
but I think it could help us.
Not such a good idea if they were
I
here
don't
for
think
it.
we should give it to them.
Question, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
How much is a pearl of power worth? 100 gold pieces?
Typically, hold on.
Oh my god, don't I have pearl power? I sure
not really
do.
Something not really something I would waste a pearl of power on, to be honest with you. Personally.
Magic Shop
Well,
Pearl of Power can be sold anywhere from 1,000 gold pieces to 81,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, but if you use it for the spell, it's not going to be a pearl of power anymore. Just saying, guys.
Yeah. I get it.
Do you have a pearl of power, Adron?
I do.
I have a pearl of power too that I'm currently not using because I got a bunch more magic items, and I was actually gonna give it to one of you guys. But I think when we were talking about it initially, nobody else wanted it or thought they could use it.
I could use. What is a portal power?
Not
It's
something
for-
you need.
Not something you can use.
It's a spellcaster thing.
Oh. It sounds like something I could use. Empower my fist. It's like punch these orcs in the face.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, one could definitely use a pearl of power, though.
Y'all rejected it when we first got it.
I never rejected a pearl of power. I wasn't offered one.
Everybody was offered one. Alright, I'll give my pearl of power to
Sure.
Wub now that it's come up.
I think that was back when Webb was on a hiatus for a little bit.
Maybe. Because
I was
I
here
remember
for it.
I remember I was like, I will take it if literally nobody else wants it.
I was here for that.
Yeah, but you couldn't really use it.
All right,
because-
well,
Yeah, I could-
it's not really important. So, let's move on.
Yeah, the next question is who's getting on a horse? Okay, so
Yes,
I
but
was
I
just
think the
wondering what
question
the
was,
word-
were you gonna waste a pearl of power to use it for the spell?
No. So would we be able to maybe No, that's probably not smart. I was gonna say maybe we could try and use it if we don't know what it does, but that's really dumb. Now that I say it out loud.
well,
Just-
let's just put it back and we know it's here. If crap really hits the fan, maybe it's worth
Well,
taking a
I
chance.
wouldn't leave it in the wall,
why
hear me
not?
out on this.
because if
These
they
guys-
break the defenses, they could get to it before we could stop them.
They probably don't even know it's here. I would just put it
I-
back in the safe,
I could
close it
hold
up.
on to it in our bag of holding for the time being.
It's not ours.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not even ours.
Yeah, I was going to say with the permission of the owner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
We just leave it alone.
Yeah, he at the thought of him, or he's gonna kind of. I'd rather just keep it in the
A
wall.
moment ago, you said you would just hand it over to them.
If they
Now you
were,
want-
if that would stop the siege, yes. I don't want to die.
all right.
Think of the.
Let's
but think
put
of
it
this-
like guys. Let's lock it back away. Leave it alone for now.
Wait a second. Can Boris take a moment with it and try to read it? Or is it the draconic? Is it like an old draconic that wouldn't make sense to me?
Just sigils,
Just
not actually
sigils?
words. Mhm.
Not actually words. All right.
Unfortunately,
Do the sigils mean anything?
it's just magic.
Okay. Then yeah, let's just lock it away for now.
I have a bad feeling they're just locking it away.
And so
Yeah, we know where it is.
at this point, it's been probably another hour has passed. And making your way back outside, you don't see anything. There's been no movement. Everybody's still hunkered down out in the siege camps, it seems. And at this point, taking up your placements again, and looking out over the battlefield, or the future battlefield. Another hour passes. And Torin, you're taking up point on your on the roof.
Can Hira give an inspiring speech to everybody
Of
at
course.
some point?
What are the blue dots all over the map? I gotta ask.
Those are lights, torches.
Yeah, ever burning torches.
John got
So
fancy
she
with
wants everybody, as many people to hear this as possible. But the health points will only go to the party, just because she can only affect so many people with the health points, the
So-
temporary hit points.
So the best way to do that is just to stand in the center of the courtyard and shout.
Sweet.
Actually, I can help with that. You can cast
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
It projects your voice like kind of like
Yeah,
a
your voice-
megaphone.
Your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Okay, that'll help.
First word out of Hira's mouth is "Hey!"
What?
Just a big shout.
Oh. So she's gonna start. I know most of you are afraid. That's okay. Fear is healthy, it can keep you alive. I know you may still think of yourselves as humble farmers and husbands and wives and children, but you ceased being that weeks ago, when your home and your livelihoods were threatened, and instead of giving up and cowering and fleeing, you chose to take up arms and defend your homes and your families. You're warriors just as much as anyone else here today. Together, we will show them what real strength is. Strength of heart, strength of mind, and strength of arms. As a famous leader once said, we amongst you at this time, not for recreation or sport, but being resolved in the midst and heat of battle, to live or die amongst you all, to lay down for our gods and for our people and our world, with honor and with blood. We fight here not just for the fate of this homestead, or the people besides you, or ourselves, but also for the fate of our gods. It doesn't matter your faith, or which god you choose to worship. Know that they are all here with us today, and we fight for one of their own, and shall show these enemies who dare besiege us today the wrath of all of our gods combined, and the wrath of a family threatened.
They can take our lives, but they can't take our freedom.
But they'll never take our freedom.
Does this Drummond shout that?
I'm assuming
Gotta
everyone's
get the
kinda
line
cheering.
right.
Everyone's kind of cheering. I don't want to
Yeah,
have
so-
right infringement.
After you give your speech, those that
So, copy.
there are a few that seem a little sheepish and are glancing up at the flag post at the top of the main house that previously held the flag of surrender. There's others, mainly there's others that clang their swords or hand axes against their shields and cheer. And all of your party gets to add your, 16 at this point? Extra hit points? Okay. And remember, these temporary hit points do not stack. So if you already had 16 from the other day, just consider it the same.
16.
Yeah.
Can I over the course of however we've been here, fashioned up a flag of Lathander's sigil and replace our giving up hope with Lathander's sigil?
Can the people who looked not so sure, can I kind of make rounds and talk to people and reassure them? And just talk to people, make them comfortable, get them hyped up for the battle,
Okay.
soothe their fears.
And as you're making this round, Torin, who is up top, you watch as that billowing or smoke clouds that combine into one giant archway of smoke that you've become accustomed to. You watch as it falls and dissipates over the entire crowd, and the smoke seems to whip up into small twisters and begin moving around the entire ranch.
Anybody have windfall?
And envelops the entire ranch in a thick sheet of soot. That is where I'm going to call initiative. And do we remember how we're going to be doing this? Or should I explain it again?
We're gonna go by sections.
Right. Roll it in D&D Beyond.
Yes.
Dear Lord.
So here, before you guys start rolling, let me get my encounter started.
So I
or
can
actually,
re-roll?
I can just add it from here.
No, we'll
I can
just
re-roll, right?
That's fine.
I think I missed a good portion of that. Before you said initiative, I stopped hearing anything when you said twisters.
Yeah, so basically the smoke
towards the ranch.
Yeah, it has completely enveloped the ranch, giving everyone obstructed vision.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, you guys
outside. We can't see outside of the ranch. Or
are
we obscured from within the ranch?
you're oh, come on, why did it do this? If you're standing on the gates, you're able to see what looks like 20 feet away from the walls. Oh, come on, D&D Beyond. Don't do this to me. Summary. Let's see. Manage characters.
Could I run to the bathroom real quick and pee real quick while we're getting...
Go for it.
Thank you.
Is that all we have?
I don't know.
Good.
Can you?
Ha 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 ha. Thanks, Mr. Teacher
May
Man.
I use the bathroom?
It's not May anymore. It's April, John.
Oh, double burn. Because of that, directions unclear, and I peed myself.
Dick stuck in
Alright.
seal.
Excellent.
7.
Go to the office.
We have
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Drum is 6.
Directions
Yeah.
unclear.
The encounter is run, so you guys should be able to roll initiative now for me.
It's a lot.
Aw, poor Potat.
I keep rolling worse.
Why?
I don't like
What
rolling
the
on
heck?
D&D Beyond. The rolling dice is shitty.
You were rolling shitty when you were rolling Roll20 stuff.
No, I wasn't.
The statement was,
watch
we're doing
this.
horrible, and you said, I do great. Or I'm getting rid of all the bad. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is
Wah-wah.
all bad.
You're just going to die tonight, that's all.
Yeah, I just haven't I haven't rolled above a 10 today, so
It's all right.
Drum already rolled, and he rolled again. Look at that. He's trying to get better numbers. I see it.
me too.
I'll
just got
roll
worse.
for
Racer to
Tom.
roll once the thing started. Someone wasn't listening, Zuya. Thank you.
Yeah, you, because you rolled before he said.
Said we're gonna roll for initiative, and then he said, "Oh crap, D&D Beyond is messing up." So don't
Yeah,
worry
you were
about
just
me.
really
Worry about
excited.
you.
You were
Worry
just
about
really
you.
excited. You were like,
Worry about your
oh yes.
your number 5.
And by the way, I have polymorph. By the way, just in case anyone wants to get froggy.
Or you could use it to turn someone into like
Mhm.
a
Rabbit.
gargantuan orangutan. Polymorph can be used in a good way. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Someone's about to
Give me-
die, you just turn them into
A
an
dragon.
elephant. Yeah. Whatever.
I'm
your
just saying, for
elephant
you
is.
guys, I could turn one of you into something really awesome, or I could use polymorph to turn someone into like a cricket and step on them.
True, but you know,
If in polymorph, if you take 1 point of damage, or if you deplete the amount of hit points that you get as that
Yeah, it
creature,
turns you
it turns
back.
them back.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's those are people. They've fallen for our trap. They have all converged on A, Sector A.
Have they, though?
Now watch as the dungeon master copy pastes that set of enemies to the other side of the.
You know what, Eric?
All right.
I did not copy paste them. I independently placed all of them like that.
Like
Yeah, no one watches Twitch. Hello?
Well, don't watch Twitch for meta reasons.
They were
Yeah, dude, I
they were
don't-
already
yeah.
there.
Yeah, they were already there.
Need to get rid of
No
that.
need to watch Twitch if I'm already playing the game.
So, as the smoke cloud envelops all of you, and the entirety of the ranch, you watch as off in the distance you can start seeing the large lumbering figures of these orcs start making their way through the smoke clouds. And you also see two, from the obscurement of the soot in the distance, all you're able to see is two individuals way off to the side of each, or of this unit, with what would normally be its head is completely aflame. And then, for the sake of the massive guardian that we have there on the, that is actually because I was lazy at that point. That's about 10 of those guardians.
Say that again.
It's about, this token right here represents 10 individuals of these.
I don't like that.
Because
That's not
I
my
was
truth.
too lazy to actually put out 10 of them.
That's not my truth. It's only got 2 guardians.
Okay. Yeah. And with their initiative roll, and being an A, you watch as the two auras of fire standing off to the side begin weaving their hands in a way that begins creating these arcane sigils that leave a burning trail in the air. And as both of them throw their hands up in unison, you watch as they vanish and then reappear. At the same time, the orcs are going to unleash a volley of arrow or spears or javelins to the wall of A. So that is going to be going to all of you guys. That guy should be gone right now. Okay. Yeah, good.
But we're right behind the gate.
But you're standing on the, are you standing on the wall or behind the gate?
I guess on the wall.
Alright, so then they would still have visibility of you.
But I guess as soon as I saw him approaching, I would have gotten down.
Yeah, why would you melee guys be on the wall?
I would have been up there just watching, and as soon as I saw a movement, I would have climbed down.
Okay, well then if you got down, then you got down. But this is coming towards. Ooh. Okay. So, you watch as the two Order of the Gauntlet warriors that were stationed on the above the wall with you. The one that you spoke to last night, Aaron, takes 2 javelins to the chest.
No.
Ugh. And he, with the force of the impact, the javelins go through the center mass of him, and he falls away from the wall, taking another bit of fall damage. The other is able to avoid 3 of them as they pass him, but ends up getting struck in the shoulder by one, taking a pretty hefty hit. And Boris, just because you didn't get to declare whether or not you were leaving with Hero or getting down with Hero or not, you are struck with 2 of them. And that is going to be 12 points of damage.
Alright. Even though I would have gotten down, I'll take it.
All right. And so that brings us to A, or still section A, so that's going to be Boris and Hera.
And Zuya.
And Zuya. These two guys, this guy is dead. So what are you guys doing? This guy's gonna take a shot at disadvantage. And ooh, that was a natural 20. So
Kira is going to.
and-
That's right. Kira's gonna pop her wings as her action, and then she's going to cast Spirit Shroud as her bonus action.
Okay. All right, and any movement or anything that you want to use?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fly up here.
Okay, so that was your action, bonus action, and movement.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to do the alt thing.
Okay. And technically, because of the initiative order, Boris should have moved before you. But actually, we could just fucking scrap the initiative order. We don't even fucking need it. We'll just go zone by zone. Okay, Boris.
I guess I get down from the wall that I would have already gotten down from, that I took damage for not saying I got down from. And I measured out 30 feet. I'm going to charge this asshole over here.
Okay.
And,
There you go. All right, and are you actually doing a charge, or are you doing?
No, I'm just moving. I'm
Okay.
calling it a charge because I want to, because it's that kind of, Boris is bringing that kind of energy to his move.
All right.
But I don't know the rulings in charging, so Boris is just going to come in and make normal attacks like he normally would. Oh, all right. Fucking what? Here, let me just roll it like this. I hate it when they roll like that. 3 attacks on that asshole. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Best of times, the worst of times.
So the
John's
first.
so lucky, baby.
The first hits and deals critical damage. The second two, as you bring your blade around, now that you're standing up close to him, you can see he's a cloaked figure, and his face is basically entirely burned away. There is no muscle, there is no actual facial features other than a skull with a burning head.
The flaming skull boy.
Right. And as you bring your sword or great sword around for your second and third swipe, he throws up his hand, and then what seems like a burning arcane shield passes in front of him, and both of those attacks glance off of that shield, dealing no damage. But that first strike does carve a deep gash across his chest. All right.
Give me a moment here. As a bonus action, I would like that quick toss at the other guy.
Okay. So roll your superiority die. And
You're a duck.
roll an attack.
Section, superiority.
Nice. Max on the quick toss. Then roll an attack with your dagger or whatever you're using to toss. The trident. Okay. Let me get up. What is... Okay. So, that hits. And so that throne is going to deal 16 damage. Nice.
Excellent.
So the trident does sail over Hera and then impale into the midsection of this creature in front of you. The furthest orc back here that you can only kind of get the figure of. He seems a little bit larger than the rest of the ones that are standing out. Is going to seemingly raise something up, and you hear the sound of a bellowing horn. And at that sound, the group of armor-clad humanoid figures are going to step forward, and with a series of movements in their hands, they're going to raise a wall of fire, completely burning away the pallet or the barricades that you have placed in front of them, with 10 of them in unison. And let's see, where is my wall? Let's just do this one, because that's not what I need. Goodbye. What is it? 30 by 10. That'll work just fine. To the pitch. Zoop. That'll work just fine. So these guys are standing about here. All of this is engulfed in flames, and those standing up top can feel the fire just kind of, or see the fire licking or cresting above the ceiling. Zuyir, are you in section A?
Yes.
All right. What are you doing?
I am casting Summon Draconic Spirit.
Okay.
I'm gonna move my little dragon guy. Let's see if it'll let me move it. I don't think it's gonna let me move it.
So that's a concentration spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time that you get hit, Zuya,
Well,
you're
there
gonna
it
have to roll
goes.
for concentration, unfortunately.
So that's how big it would actually be.
Yeah, okay.
Still diesel.
All right.
I'm gonna place him there.
Okay.
And
choose what he is? Like what
he
kind of
is chromatic, and I am choosing fire as my shared resistance.
Okay.
So he's a fire dragon?
No, he's chromatic, but when I summon
Okay.
him, I get to choose a shared damage resistance, and so I'm
Okay.
choosing fire. And it
Yeah,
works until the spell
the
ends,
only token that I had was of a young red dragon. So
which is
Okay.
whatever. But and then I'm going to move up next to Hira, next to this guy. And my red dragon is going to do his multi-attack, which is
with the placement and the sake of getting it around the way,
next turn.
You'll be able to act on next turn or on this turn,
Okay.
but it'll be in section I. When we get to I, that will be when
the dragon gets to attack.
The dragon gets to go, right?
Okay, that's fine.
And then from this point forward, once we go or initiative, or once we start over again, I will be when the rest of you guys are acting. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I want to get rid of all of this lovely artwork.
And for my bonus action, I'm shifting into water elemental.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so that moves us over to section B. So that is going to be Ernid Torin, and an Emerald Enclave, and Marka. So what are you doing, Mr. Torin?
Self.
Frostball.
So this group that's in B currently, how far away are they?
They are sitting a grand total of at this point they're beginning to advance, so the front line is sitting probably about 60 to 70 feet away.
60 to 70 feet away.
Right, with some pretty decent obscurement because of the cloud.
Okay.
Could always save it and cast the mage armor on yourself.
Or I could do the thing that I'm going to do.
Ooh. I'm excited. I
So
feel
if
like
I can see that
Torn's gonna
group-
carry this battle.
So if I can see that group right there, could I place something a bit further back so it's more in the middle?
Yeah.
Or at least just further back than their front lines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as the
Let's
spell
stretch
has the
it,
range
because I
for
can
it.
see. It does. This one currently has a range of 150 feet.
Perfect.
Cool. So I'd like to try and get it as close to the middle as possible. And I'm going to reach into my component pouch and grab that satchel of crushed black pearl from earlier. And I'm going to spread it across, like, throughout the air. And I'm currently casting Circle of Death
Oh, wow. Okay. What's
on
the
that crowd.
what's the radius on that?
60 feet.
60-foot circle. So that would be
A 60-foot radius. Yep.
That would be Ah, that's fucking huge.
Ooh, not that much.
Huh?
According to the map, it should be. Seems right. That is 1 square equals 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Assuming everything's still scaled, right?
That should be about it.
Cool.
Okay. And is there a saving throw required?
It is a Constitution saving throw from every creature in that section. As a circle tries to, well, drain the life from their very bodies.
That is 2 natural 15s. What's the DC? 20?
20.
Okay, so even with some pretty decent rolls, roll me some damage. Is it a save or suck?
It is a save or half damage.
Okay, so yeah, roll me some damage.
Okay. Oop, that goes through. 32.
Okay,
I've done some bad rolls too.
so explain you with your ability, you are able to clear off a good chunk of this group. So explain what the spell looks like for the ones that do get eviscerated.
Eviscerated. Interesting word. Let's see.
I think Boris and Hero wish they could have saw that.
So the Circle of Death is literally just a circle or a circular aura of just, it kind of blends in with the smoke, honestly. And it just seeps these tendrils into the group and just drains them.
And so as the aura kind of permeates, you do see that there's this group is a group of 40 like the other, and you can see maybe about, from this vantage point it's hard to get an exact number, but maybe about 15 of them just wither and drop.
Excellent.
However, the remaining ones that seem extremely hurt are going to launch a volley of javelins as they press through and get into their range, and they start lobbing them up top. So that is going to be 2 to Ernid, 2 to the Emerald Enclave, none to Merrick, or Marka, and 1 to you, Torin. So let's see. Let's do the 2 to Ernid. Okay, so he's okay. The 2 to the Enclave. Alright. And then 1 to Torin. And that is going to be 14 points of damage as the javelin, like as you cast your spell, the javelin sail, or one of the groupings of javelin, or from the grouping, kind of separates off and embeds into your shoulder. Only about 1.5 inches deep, though. So 13 points of damage. All right.
I'll crush the shaft in my ogre gauntlet.
Ooh, fun. Erna is going to take a shot. Success. Marka is going to take a shot. Success. And then failure on the Emerald Enclave. So that's going to be... Got it. So as the volley of... as the grouping on the roof recovers from the volley of javelins, Ernid and Marcus stand up from their position and fire off 2. One's wielding a bow, the other one's wielding a crossbow, and take out 2 more of these orcs. The Emerald Enclave member seems to have withstanded some pretty significant damage, and so his shot flies wide. And that brings us to C, which at this point seems relatively empty. So that brings us to Adram with his station.
He's gonna yell out. Well, can you? Obviously, these glowy guys are bad guys, but this person is not a bad guy, right?
Yeah, no, he is not.
And then this guy's not a bad guy.
No.
And then this guy's not a bad guy.
There are only 2 in here.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll call out, keep your eyes out in the field. We'll take care of the ones on the inside. And he'll get a nod from whatever this chick is, because she looks like she's important. His wings will sprout out from his back. Lathander's with us! And then as he kind of flies up, he's going to be like hovering here about, I would say, 15 feet above the wall.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. You're gonna get javelin.
Well, there's nothing over here.
Yet.
Yeah, well, I can move. Hira.
Yeah, well, let him play him.
So he'll hover kind of up here-ish, and then he will cast a bonus action of a little bit of spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Okay, I have that prepared over here, sir.
I appreciate you. I'll do a 4th level spiritual weapon, because YOLO.
Let's make it the appropriate size.
It's a big ass sword.
It's about that big. Acha!
I can't control it, though. I can't control it. Freaking out. Nathaniel betrayed us. We're all doomed. Either way, he'll pop up and he'll attack. I believe this one is only being attacked by Boris right now.
It'll get flanked too.
I don't think spiritual weapon counts for flanking.
Aw, come on.
There you go.
It should, because it's getting harried from both sides.
Nope.
It's an object, not a creature.
Not a person.
So it will hack and slash, doing 26. Well, with a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
And does 14 force damage.
Nice. So as the slash goes through, or just after the slash goes through from Boris's main attack, the spiritual weapon kind of just passes through. the creature standing in front of you, and as it finishes its arc, you see the blood just kind of out of its back. Okay, and that's gonna bring us over to
I'm sorry, did that kill it?
no.
Does 11 extra damage from the radiant soul.
Okay.
25.
All right. So did not drop it still. And Potat, not being prepared for this, is going to be running back and forth along the walls, just as energetic as a kobold could be.
Oh, poor little kobold.
All right. H. And I'll give them the chance to make those. Cool. So from your guys' vantage point in Adram, you being like eye level with them, you can see the two hunters down at the end or beside you notch their arrows and take a shot. And taking a quick glance behind you, you can see now that there is figures approaching from that direction. There is nothing in D, bringing us to E with Wub and his Emerald Enclave, with not much there.
Yeah. Before I do my attacks or anything, could I at least do a perception check to our south/southeast where they seem to be coming from last night, and make sure that that area is clear?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll consider this
Like
perception
just
check
kinda
your bonus
scan
action.
the area before yeah.
Yeah, I'll consider it your bonus action. With the obscured mist, it is difficult to see anything else. Like, even the tracks that you saw last night are heavily obscured.
I was hoping for the 20s like I normally get, but that's all right.
And just to okay, yeah, the Emerald Enclave warrior seems to have a pretty decent perception, and kind of steps over to this part of the barn and gestures outward, and you can see what looks to be one of those large bullish creatures stepping out of the mist.
Fuck.
And let me put him on the map. Boop.
The large bullish creatures, like from Wub's perspective, but I'm assuming out of character, one of the Minotaurs.
Yep.
Fuck.
And it is going to charge. Bursting, and let's see, you guys have a barricade and a how deep was it? 5 foot? So
That was the super deep one. That's the one
That was the
you
super
did.
deep one that I did, yeah.
okay, so it would have been 10 foot, so they would need a decent athletics check to charge through it. Okay, and then
the spikes
strength
for rough terrain.
Right, so it minus some of its movement and a strength check. So that is all of it combined is enough to, as it makes it over the ditch through the spikes, it is stopped at the wall of the barn. But Wub, you feel the entire building shake as this huge creature just slams into it. It does take some decent damage from those spikes. Cool, good to know. Alright, and that moves us over to F.
Well, for my attack, I was going to, I was going to cast a 3rd level Hail of Thorns, and then shoot over here.
So you can either cast a spell or shoot. Or is Hail of Thorns isn't that an action?
It's a bonus action.
So you already used your bonus action to use your perception check, remember?
Oh.
Right, I said that whenever you asked if you wanted to do a perception check. Normally it's an action to perceive something in combat.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Moving over to F. Beginning to see another off in the smoke, another distance, and not being able to see any in their direct line of sight. They are just going to begin to charge. But with the rough terrain there. Oh, come on. Stop being stupid. Let's put this on the map so that way it doesn't bother me. Moving through. They're only going to be able to get to here with the rough terrain and the blockade. And they begin, instead of with the javelins, they begin slashing with these great axes to try to get through the wooden blockades. Nothing in G. So Perd. Fenric and right, these two are gonna take shots at the ones inside the thing. Best fail. That's okay. So 2 arrows fly towards them.
Does Whoop tell us that there are more coming from the south?
He can.
I'm asking him.
I'll take that as a no. 2 shots to him. All right. So the lot of you in the center, you watch as the 3 on top of the forge rain down arrows, and 2 of them sink into the chest of the creature standing in front of you, and that brings us to I finally, and that will be the dragon, as well as these 2 in here. So what does the dragon do, Zuya?
Okay, it's got multi-attack, so it's got rend attacks equal to half the spell's level, so it's a level 6, so 3 attacks plus the breath weapon.
Okay, so the breath is going to be something, is its own attack, and then you can do the claw attack. So it's one or the other. The dragons.
No, it's both. It's rend and breath.
From the character or the dragon character sheet that I've read, it's either or. You can bite.
It says the dragon makes a number of rend attacks equal to half the spell's level rounded down, and it uses breath weapon.
And it can use, but whenever you actually
it says
use,
and it uses breath weapon. It doesn't say and it can.
right, but you're summoning a dragon, so you are having to control a dragon as a dragon would function as an NPC. And as an NPC, a dragon cannot use its breath and its 2 claw attacks in the same turn. It's one or the other.
This says this doesn't read
right,
like
and
that.
I'm telling you as the DM.
Okay.
So, do you want to do breath or do you want to do claws and bite? So you get bite, claw, or breath.
Well, what? Okay, so how am I doing bite and claw? How am I attacking with it?
It should be like, can you pull up the character sheet of the dragon?
This doesn't give me any stat. This says the spell attack modifier to hit.
Okay.
So this is 1d6 plus 4 is the damage. His hit is 1d6 plus 4 plus the spell's level piercing damage.
Yeah, the creature of a dragon is probably, his breath weapon is probably much more powerful than this guy.
It's a creature takes 2d6 damage of this type, of a type this dragon has resistance to. So I get to pick what kind of damage it takes.
That's where the confusion probably is, Kyle. Because a
Yeah,
real dragon
because
NPC
it's a
is doing
spirit
like,
of a dragon. It's not an actual dragon.
so his damage is nerfed. That's why he can technically do a rend and then
Oh,
a breath
okay.
weapon. Because
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
much
actually
smaller.
summoning a dragon. It's a spirit of a dragon, and it's no damage anywhere near a dragon.
Okay, so then it would be rolling a d20 plus your spell attack modifier for the rend attack. But also, like, keep in mind that the breath, it says each creature in that area, so if you're doing it in a 30-foot cone,
Yeah.
that's everyone in front of you.
Friendlies. Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
I was doing it down, so it only should attack that guy.
That's not how a 30-foot cone works. 30-foot cone, like, even if you aim it downwards, it's still gonna billow out and burn Boris, Hira, and yourself.
It's a biggins.
Mm-hmm. No matter where you
That would
point
be
it, hit
well.
somebody.
That's 15.
It's
You're-
because the map is doubled.
Uh-huh.
Like a 30-foot, technically.
Well, he could do that, yeah.
Yeah, that's it would hit that one guy.
Well, do your rend first, however many rends you get.
I get 3, so it's, 1 d20 plus 5.
So I would just roll that 3 times.
Aww. 23, 20, and a 12.
Okay, so 2 of the rend attacks go through, and the one standing in front of you seems to have been taking a lot of damage this round, and as last bit of effort, he's going to throw his hand up again, and that flaming arcane shield is going to pop up in front of him, deflecting that last blow.
Okay. So
2 of them hit, so that's 1d6 plus 4 or so
Plus the
2d6.
spell
2d6 plus the spells plus 6 piercing damage.
It's a baby. I guess it's the image of. It's not even a baby.
+12 plus 12, so 24. So 12 plus 12 piercing damage.
Okay. So as the image of the dragon lands, and lashes out with his claws, with 3 swipes, the first 2 go through and actually end up separating, or going through the gash that Boris had previously left and causing that creature to drop onto the ground. With the shield not even needing to go off because he's unconscious.
A little dead.
Well, from your perspective, unconscious or dead, one or
yes.
the other.
Yes.
All right, so that brings us all the way around to A again. With no one in this zone, they're gonna make their way forward after using the
Aren't
last
we
of
all
their
in eye?
giants.
Yeah, when I still had that initiative order though, right?
So when you
Or because I
I'll let
charged
you-
the middle, I'm
this time around, we're yeah, you guys act in A. Next time around, you guys will be acting in I. Okay, because you're in the center. All right. So
now we just get shunted to the end? That sucks.
I mean, that's the way that this is working. So well, just move in A. Just continue moving in A. All right. So what?
I'm just
Uh,
moving around the circle.
But these guys are gonna move in, and let me ungroup so I can. Fuck it, I won't even worry about ungrouping. With the all of them unsheathing their great axe, they're gonna begin hacking through as much of the gateway as they possibly can. Why is it selecting so goddamn much? Good God. This is why I don't like drawing on maps. I just want these guys. Okay, so it's selecting all of that. Alright. Put all that on the map layer. Now, are you going to select what I want you to? Yes, thank you. Stationing there. That's not where I wanted them. There we go. Hacking at their battle, or with their battle axes.
Are they breaking through, or?
Yeah. Within a matter of seconds, you see that the door begins chipping away, and that'll bring us to Boris and Hira and Zuya. Let's see. All you guys are. So Boris.
And what's the status of this guy in front of me? Was it the one that
in front of you?
Yeah.
He is
unconscious, I hear.
Unconscious, dead, and it's hard to tell.
Here, take care of that other one.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna get up here and kind of get back up on top of the wall, I guess. And or can I see them? Or can I see them enough to, without getting up, to do a shatter into the group of them?
You can't really see the space that you would be doing the shatter. You can see a few, like, through the little slits that they've already created with their battle axes. And so with that vantage point of like trying to go through the door, you probably end up breaking the door in the process.
Yeah. That's why I figured I might as well get up on top.
Okay, and if you're on top, then yeah, you would be able to look directly down on them.
I'm gonna look down on them, and with Iron Fang, I'm gonna
Intimidate them.
or I guess. Well, I'm gonna. Do I have to roll intimidation? No. I'm gonna shatter in the middle of them.
Okay. The remaining ones need to make a Constitution save of that one. All right. So 17 thunder damage. You watch as about 5 of the remaining drop away. Okay. There's your shatter.
Yeah, I guess taking here a suggestion, I'm gonna intimidate them, yelling some typical. Oh no!
Just the way that I did it, or with Wub. Usually a check like that is going to be an action.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. I was just going to do it for flair.
You can still say stuff. It's just if you're actually doing it in an intimidation check, it's an action.
Yeah. Well, Boris is shouting praises to the death god Merkel at them, and how that they're all going to die by his hand.
Okay.
You doing it in orc?
Here, that's your turn.
Gonna take a couple swings at this guy in front of me.
Okay.
Fuck me.
So with that first one, this one will unleash that flaming shield again, and both of those attacks will miss. Will be deflected by that flaming arcane shield.
Then my bonus action's to Polar Master.
Yeah, that you find a weak spot and just drive the butt end of your halberd into the center mass.
You can also take Radiant Soul and necrotic shroud damage, which I'm going to make cold.
Okay. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, he's not looking happy. To go along with the theme of things, well, let's Zuya finish it. What's up?
I was going to say, can I move and let Zuya finish him?
Okay, yeah, and then it would be Zuya's turn. Zuya?
I am going to... move right on top of him and whelm him.
Okay. So that is a strength saving throw?
Yep, DC of 15.
And if he saves?
If he saves, he's just pushed out of my space.
Okay. So he is, pushed, what is it? 10 feet? 10 feet.
It just says he's pushed out of the space, probably just the next space over.
Okay. So, yes. Alright. And does that deal damage if he's just pushed out?
No.
Okay.
He only takes damage on a failure.
Okay. And so as he's kind of pushed back and realized in the situation that he's in, you'll see the motions in his hands that he was doing in unison with the other person that was inside of here. He's gonna begin weaving his hands between each other even faster, and you see some of that remaining flame that's on the face of the creature down on the ground is going to fly and absorb into this spell, and unleashing it, there's a small little hole and then a slow tear of burning flames as a large lava dog creature steps through. And with his final bit, he is going to cast another spell. And with almost flame, or as he gets up and runs, there's a small like trail of flame that follows him, and he is able to get here, like through the, or oh, sorry, no, not there, because the gates are still closed. Okay, got it.
Since he entered my reach, can I use my reaction
Oh,
to
yeah.
smack at him?
And
the spell is called Expeditious Retreat, and at moving through someone else's range does not provoke.
Damn.
And was that just a normal spell he cast?
The first. No, it's both of those are normal spells.
Okay, I get an attack of opportunity because I have Mage Slayer or whatever.
All right, go for it. Yeah, Mage Slayer, go for it. A 15, crap. So he still had the shield up, so that does not hit. Because the shield lasts for basically his entire turn, and then it drops. Gotta love the shield reaction spell. Alright. Ends A, moving to B. Mr. Torin?
Me first?
Yeah,
okay,
I'll be acting while you doing what I do.
Gotcha. I might as well clean up my mess. So I'm going to toss a frost ball at the survivors.
Ooh.
My last attack.
Okay. And that's a dexterity save of 20.
20. Yep. And it's only a 20-foot radius. I'm going to try and put it as close to the center as I can.
Well. All right. Roll me some damage.
You got it. Hopefully it's better than last time.
Nice.
That's all right.
So you watch as the entirety of the group cluster that is here. Is your blight gone, or has your sphere gone
Oh, yeah,
away?
it only lasts as far as I cast it, and then it's gone.
Okay, so I should be able to delete this.
Yep.
All right. Go away. And yeah, these guys are grouped, so I'm gonna have to ungroup them. Goddamn. Ungroup. So along with your spell, your first spell, and then your second spell, you were able to take this many away. All right. Nice. So, and in this same turn, the one standing in front is going to raise up a smaller horn, and answer the call of the one that was in the zone next to it, and the remaining troop is going to begin moving over here. All right. It brings us to C again.
All right. So, I am... You said that there was archers that were firing over near H.
Mm-hmm.
Is there bad guys off the map that I can't see?
Yeah, now that you're now that it's coming around, you're able to see another group of 20 of those heavily armored humanoids. Each one of these representing 10. And
Okay. So I'm about there. How high are the walls?
15 feet.
All right, so
Plus
I'm
an
about
extra,
30 feet up and... Sorry, go ahead.
plus an extra 5 for like the hill that you're sitting up on.
Okay, so I am considerable. Can I see from my vantage point flying these guys down here?
Yeah.
Down at the bottom near Wub.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm kind of surveying the thing, I'll call out kind of position of where people are coming in. And I'll say like, Wub, let me know if you need any help. And then I'm going to... do NPCs get reactions?
Yeah, they can.
Noted. I'm gonna fly over... No, you guys can't attack through the wall, right? I will attack my boy here with a... Guiding Bolt, the big puppy.
Okay.
Do a... Oh man, that was on freaking 20 for a while. I don't know what I just cast. Ignore the second thing. I overclicked.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
17. All right, so the big puppy 17 hits at 16 plus 11 damage, so 27 damage of radiant damage.
Okay.
If that matters. Then bonus action, I'm gonna bring this guy down and attack.
Okay. Nice 33. All right, what's the damage?
17 force damage.
All right, so that's another 17. Okay.
Then I'll fly over this way. And that will be my turn.
Right. Nothing in D. Actually, correction.
I never like it when the DM says correction.
So I would have
One
called
there.
out that there was.
You said
obviously
a
not
couple
what's
things
happening
that
in
I'm
D
not a
now,
fan
but
of. So.
I'll call out that
Right?
C has a couple groups of people. Wubba's got a big beast-looking guy and another group of people over near F.
Okay. So this one back here is gonna be gonna start weaving some spells in the group of 5 here. Are going to unleash but what's best is described as firebolt or fireballs. So 5 fireballs going directly towards the wall in D. So that's going to be a dex save from this guy, and that is awful. Awful. So you watch as one of the hunters is just blasted off of the wall and lands in a smoldering heap on the ground as a good portion of the wall in D has been destroyed. That brings us back to E with Wub and the Minotaur. Okay. So Minotaur is going to keep charging his way through. And success. Backing up a few steps, he barrels through the wall of the barn and now is inside the barn with the rest of the animals. And you can hear now he's in there, the sound of the animals just going absolutely bonkers. And then you start from Zuya's perspective, you can see the light is kind of dim here in the barn, but you can see the very obvious flicking of flame from its nose as it unleashes a huge cone of fire in this area. And that is enough to really harm some animals.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All right. And so this guy, realizing the best thing for him, gonna step over here and start taking shots, and is gonna drop one. Group. This guy. Delete. These guys are still struggling to move through the barricade and only get through about 4 or 5 get up to the door and begin slashing through. Herd, Stolwa, and Fendrick are gonna step up and take some shots at the orcs down in front of Boris. 2 natural 3s and a natural 8. Awesome. Does not hit. All right. so that's going to bring us back up to Section A with the orcs. And at this point, enough of them have barricaded against the wall that they are able to push through. So there's a decent crack where one is able to slip through just in between here and Boris.
Do I can reaction since he entered my reach?
You want to? Yeah, you can use your reaction. All right.
Let's deal with that.
Would have been an advantage too because we're flanking him if you said he's between us, but I don't think
Yeah.
we needed it.
No, you didn't need it. I mean, if you want to roll again to see if you can get a crit. Nah. All right. So we're. All right. Since you're back, Wub, go ahead and tell me what you're about to do. While I narrate the rest of this. Yeah, you as that one steps through here, you're able to drive the tip of your halberd into this center mass, and Boris, you are kind of spattered with a little bit of blood as it protrudes from his chest. He's still standing, however, and with his action, he's going to make a strength check, pretty good, and take both of his arms and just pry the two bits of wood opening the door now. Wide open. Alright, and Wub?
Would that get an attack of opportunity from Boris, perchance?
It's not an attack.
Yeah, but he's, I don't know, he's doing something else. Turning his back to him.
Mm-mm.
In 5e, unfortunately, nah.
Right. Wub.
The Minotaur attacked the barn. Do I need to make any sort of acrobatics check? Is the barn collapsing?
It did tear a huge gash in the wall. But you're thinking, or the way you look, it looks like it didn't go through the actual like support beams. So you did feel a heavy shake, but you didn't. It's not collapsing the barn.
For the time being, I'm alright. Just in case, I'm gonna move a little bit over, like, right here, just to the edge, so if I need to jump off, I can, you know what I mean, and not have to jump off right towards the Minotaur.
Well, it is in the barn right now.
Well, yeah, but I was just thinking, like, if the barn collapses and I gotta fall right on top of the Minotaur.
Got you.
And then I'm going to bonus action cast.
Sorry, wouldn't he have taken damage from my necrotic shroud, or is that only once per turn?
It would, seeing as it's not your full. I believe
Until
it's
the spell ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage.
Then yes, you would have. And what spell is this?
I linked my my 3rd level spell of Thorns. I cast it.
All right.
And then just because I know it's technically before damage is dealt, but could I use my Piercer feat to re-roll one of those D8 or one of the D10?
I believe you're able to do that. And I think for Necrotic Shroud, once it's cast, you select the damage type, and then it's that until it fades.
Let me check it again.
Let me double check. I want to make sure it's not limited to just like D6 piercing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I already made the choice for cold, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
That's probably better anyways for everything we're fighting.
I don't know, because these are like cold orcs or whatever. They might have resistance to cold.
Well, now that you're having them right in front of you, you can see that, yes, their skin is a pale, like, mist blue. However, you are able to see that there's, like, breaking in their skin, and what seems like gouges, and it, like, is this molten liquid that's flowing underneath it. And it's, like, all over their skin, throughout their hands, all over their face.
Damn.
Well, I picked cold when I did when I initially did it, so.
Yeah. And with
For my piercer reroll, I can reroll any as long as it's a piercing damage, I can reroll 1 damage die. So
Also,
if you
so
allow
any
me, I'd like to preemptively reroll a d10.
got it. Go for it.
any creature of my choice that I can see
Well,
that starts its turn within 10 feet of me has its speed
17
reduced by 10
damage.
feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. So,
I'll choose this guy.
all right.
Gotta love it. You go to reroll a nat 1 roll for a damage roll, and you get a 2. Sick.
Yeah, but it's 1 extra damage,
So
so
it'll
whatever.
be 17 damage if I hit. But and then for my first attack, I'm just gonna shoot guy right here in the middle.
Got it. Fire away.
And for called shot purposes, do they have any, like, I guess what you could call a chink in their armor? Any, like, gaps
They don't have a
around
helmet.
like the neck?
Their
or
full head is
no helmets at
exposed.
all?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, shooting for the neck area like that fire giant, that one last big battle. Well, I will roll that. +2, 24 to hit.
Hits.
Nice. No nat, so no extra damage, but I'll take that. Let's go ahead and throw a gathered swarm.
Wubba, just kill all the guys. I think it'll be easy to do that.
And that is gonna be cold on that. So we're gonna 14 piercing and 2 cold damage.
Okay.
And
So-
since I hit, everybody within 5 feet of him needs to make, and him included, need to make a dexterity check.
Sexy.
And those who fail will take the full 17 piercing damage. And those who fail it will take half.
Okay, so
Wow.
yeah, that's some pretty gnarly damage. You watch like as that whole area of orcs seems to go from pretty hardy and just encumbered by the druid grove, to now like sustaining heavy damage, though still standing.
Didn't kill any of them, but I put out some good damage. Does one of them or any of them particularly look more damaged than the others?
That one you
if know what I'm
shot
saying?
directly in the face.
What was that?
The one you shot directly in the face.
Okay, nice. Then for my second shot, I'll just go for him, and I'll just call a shot. Well, I'll just try to fucking right through the forehead. You know what I
Come
mean?
here,
Just try
Yuki.
to end it quick and clean.
Yuki, come here. Okay. Yuki,
Yuki girl.
come here.
32 to hit.
Nice. Come on, girl. She does not like being in the garage for some reason.
That is going to be 12 piercing, and 4 acid damage. And then I already used Gathered Swarm. Do I? No, I don't want to use Fury of the Small yet. So yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. So that one takes 2, that one in particular in the center takes 2 shots to the face. Still standing, but very bloody. That brings us back to A, where we originally were, to Boris and Zuya. And these two are going to be popping
Well,
shots.
Boris, Hira, then Zuya.
I forgot to say, I would like to throw a passive order, so to speak, to the archers in E and F, and G, if possible, if they can hear me, to also like lob a volley at these guys.
Okay.
What happened to the Minotaur?
He's inside the barn.
Inside the barn.
Yeah, I literally have no sight line on him. He's inside the barn under me.
He's just eating some hay, that's all.
You communicate that to us?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have communicated to you guys when it first fucking rammed the building.
Okay, you
Discord
didn't say
was just
that.
being shitty again for me,
His ring Discord was acting up.
basically.
So, yeah, so 3 of you, what are you doing?
Hira is actually going to use her full movement to book it towards the barn.
Okay.
And she's going to tell Boris to stand his ground here. And she's going to help out down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have told you guys specifically he is in the barn now, but the barn seems structurally sound, but
All
Still,
you
we got a fire-breathing minotaur in the barn.
are you flying, Hira?
Yeah, but I'm keeping low to the ground. I don't want to go above the gates.
Okay, so passing that movement would, or with that path of movement, you would provoke from this hellhound.
Actually, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Could I
He's
can
a large bitch.
say I move here for my 30 feet, and then can I make it attack against this guy actually,
Okay.
instead of just flying by?
All right. 25 hits.
That's pretty much what I was going to suggest. Maybe if me and you try to gang up on that hellhound, and then one of the minotaur peers up, we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna help out down south for now. Whatever needs to happen here. And then Zuya can make the decision if he wants to go help Boris or Adram or me.
Oh, and then I also would have relayed the message that they have just now broken through this gate now, or they have barely broken through the gate down here to the where one person can squeeze their way through slowly. So they're not coming in yet, but
There's also a second barrier right here, luckily.
yeah. I was just saying I would relay it to you guys so we're getting down to our getting down to the last defenses on the side.
I use my movement to get here, and then I do my 2 attacks against this guy.
Okay, both
And
hits.
let me add the Radiant,
All right.
and then the Spirit Shroud for each attack.
And meta-wise, I know there's a lot more people on our west side, but don't forget about our east side, guys.
Yep. Don't worry. Looks like Patat's got that covered.
Running back and forth.
I don't want to.
Lobbing
I
little
don't mean to
stones or
sound
something.
like an asshole, but I couldn't help but laugh when you said Potat's got that side.
Like
I
a
picture
yapping
Potat just trying to
dog
throw
at
butterflies
a
at these
gate,
guys.
barking at the fence back and
Yeah.
forth.
Potat just barking at the fence, throwing butterflies at these guys. Stop it!
And I can't use a bonus action because I already used a reaction, right?
No,
it's
it's
two
you.
different things.
Yeah, bonus action and reaction are 2 different things.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
And your reaction has reset since you
Reaction
now
is
your turn.
off of your formal or out of your formal turn on someone else's turn.
Nice. So some nice blamage going to this hellhound.
Jesus.
Here is
Wob-
the wrath of God right now.
25,
Dying God.
36.
What's up?
I was gonna say they're flesh-eating butterflies, so better be careful.
Fuck.
Nice.
I told you, I've got faith in Patat. He'll hold that gate.
Hey, no, I give
All right.
clerics a lot of shit, but I'm actually having seen Ban Li when she gets serious in battle mode. Don't fuck with clerics, all right?
All right.
Because
Boris.
they're just as adept at taking life as they are at giving it.
None shall pass. But this guy can't run away. So that's not where I want to be. Boris is going to wielding Iron Fang smite the shit out of this guy.
Okay, so you have
the
several.
Guy that was,
No, yeah, you got.
yeah, I have several hits to hit. So
Yeah, you got several targets charging in. That's what I was trying to.
oh yeah. Maybe I should brace against them instead of that. Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, make your attack like.
You're confusing Boris.
You
Just
have
set him on a
options.
bad guy and kill.
Let them loose.
Imagine you're
Pull on
imagine
the
you're
end of
talking
a
to Lunk.
chain.
Simple commands.
I don't know. Lunk has a higher
not-
resistance than
They're
Storm.
not through this wall yet, correct?
They are in the process of charging through the now
They're
open
trying to
gate.
they're trying to get through, but yeah,
They just
open
ripped through
gate.
on that side, didn't they? Like they're
Right, you know-
they're ready. They're in.
it would
You might
be.
have just
I
It'd be a
technically
damn
have the
shame.
dragon that hasn't attacked yet with a cone. I'm
It'd
just
be a-
saying.
Damn shame if
My dog
These
had a cone once
guys
too.
here
So what?
get hit with
No.
Okay, so Constitution save for the remaining few. Failure. And
Bring
that
me back a
is
snow con.
A success. So your damage is 15. And that brings down 2. from some of the previous damage they've already dealt. Been dealt. And
We
Boris,
can reflack it.
as you bring your corrupted Iron Fang blade down into the like slamming it into the ground, casting shatter, you end up cleaving into one of the ones that just pierced through the wall, and that blood sprays into your face. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Am I gonna learn from this? I'm gonna use luck.
Maybe you'll learn to keep your eyes closed.
Actually, I'm gonna use my Indomitable. Yeah. Maybe I should just keep my eyes closed and not. Where's my Indomitable? There it is. No. I'll just use lucky because I can figure out where the thing is. Oh no, it's over here. Use lucky. Sorry. There it is. Alright. Let's see the skin. 22. That's a lot better than a 6.
Still does not succeed. As the
Oh,
blood
What? What's the point?
as the blood splatters into your armor and you can start tasting the blood as it runs down your face, your body freezes and locks up in place as the blade reaches its arc, burying its head into the soil. And your vision begins to blur away from the from the muscled oryx in front of you and goes black. Everyone around that's close enough can see Boris just go completely rigid in front of you. Inert.
Is he paralyzed or frozen?
And that's what we'll pick up next week.
What?
Ah,
I thought this session was our last one.
Well, we didn't get through it. So,
Yep.
And I was making fun of
but
You didn't kill me yet, sucker.
Bullshit. I rolled a 22 on that? Fuck.
DC's
Yeah.
high.
My Indomitable? Bullshit.
Welcome to optimized combat, my friends.
the
I call
fuck.
bullshit.
but
So,
What,
so even if he rolled a nat 20, he wouldn't have made it?
he might have beat it, but that's what I was saying. Welcome to optimized combat, my friends.
What is optimized combat?
When a DM is faced with a party of, and this is not like a slant towards anybody, but we all have essentially super optimized characters for what we do. And that's not a bad thing. But what a DM typically has to do to counteract that is also optimize the fuck out of the bad guys. So, like a min-maxed hero in World of Warcraft that's like a fucking level 16
Well,
twink?
I get that, but
We're fighting
20
twink
in a
enemies.
doesn't save? Like, what is the save? A 25?
Maybe.
I mean, you got to realize we're at level 11, level 12, level 11. Some saves are in 5e even like 34, 35.
What?
Oh yeah, no, and a DM has to allow you to get a save. If you're allowed a save, he has to allow you to roll. But again, that's what I was saying. Optimized combat is trash sometimes. But
Oh my god.
it sucks for us at some points, but it's also favorable for us at some points. It's a weird system. That's
also
also
don't
why
know
you think
what's
we're facing, like
happening.
100 fucking people, because this group, while it seems scary, this group collectively can handle 100 fucking enemies. We just have to play our shit very well.
Thanks for the session, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great war session, man.
Sorry, it causes a bit of a headache.
I'm scared.
The only headache was,
Warren's
for me,
fine.
the only headache for me was getting screwed on my first turn because of Discord, but that's all right. We made it do. We're making it work.
Optimized combat. You couldn't hear. It was just
Exactly.
chaos.
I was just about to say it. I think we're making do. Meta-wise, I think we need to get rid of this Hellhound to secure our inside. Well, the Hellhound and this last fucking Flame Priest up here.
It seems
Yeah,
like
then
you're just
I
gonna,
have
They
I'm
can just
next,
teleport.
and then
So
the dragons after that. So
it's working out pretty fine that a few teleport inside and we wipe them up, as the rest are kind of outside. But if we're losing
Exactly.
the
But
gate on the
I was
left,
just gonna say
then
it's we need to get our inside clear because the moment these guys break through our outer walls and start pouring inside, it's gonna become really hectic, really fucking quick.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
how long does it?
I'm
It's how long is the cast is Dream Grove? That was like 10
24
minutes.
hours.
Dru-
No.
Yeah.
It's a 10-minute cast, if I remember right.
Druid Grove
So-
is a 10-minute cast.
can I trust Zuya in there to take care of the Hellhound?
Why
So I
wouldn't
can
you
keep
be
moving?
able to trust Zuya in there to take care of it?
Well, I'm just asking to be polite. I don't want to just like book it away and be like, "Yo, bye."
I was gonna have the dragon take help Boris, and I was gonna take the Hellhound.
Okay.
You need to take the
Yeah.
Minotaur.
Because what I was gonna do is I was gonna keep moving, and then to avoid an attack of opportunity, I was gonna Misty Step into this area and try and hold
Yeah.
as long as I could.
You know,
I
I'm
would
not gonna
try
lie.
to get the Minotaur out of the barn, though.
Something I was watching recently that actually really resonated with me, especially for this D&D campaign. I was actually watching an episode of One Piece, and it has to do with this guy Jinbei, who is basically a brand new member of the One Piece crew, and he literally makes a comment where it says, "You know, it's really amazing. All of these guys are literally doing only what they want, but they're still doing exactly what they need to do. Sometimes you just gotta let people."
I have a
Like right
question.
there, Hira. Don't ask Zuya if he can handle it. Dip, we got this. We got this, boo.
Well, I was being polite. I know he can handle it.
Oh, I get it, but that's what I'm saying. We got this. This is war. Run
Also,
it.
I don't know. Maybe Zuya was gonna move up here. I have no idea.
I have a dragon for that.
Yeah, but
Well,
Kira doesn't know that. All she knows
Well,
is she's looking at
that's
this
what I
way.
was gonna say. I know, like, if you actually think about every step, you know, you want to be careful, but in the grand scheme of things, just
No.
do what you want to do.
When
and
I ask
we'll,
a question
what
like
needs to be
that,
done.
I know the answer, but as Hira, I need it to be said because she doesn't know. Like, but anyways, oh shit, what was I gonna ask? I already know the answer to this, but Yolanda and Jorge are dead, aren't they?
Well, they're in the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
but
should
is the Minotaur
in the
killing
fucking
things in the barn, or is that
Yeah, he
running?
like breathed fire in there.
Well, you guys are not
Just
inside
more-
the barn, so you don't really know at the
You
moment.
could hear the screams, but it
You
could
could
just be
you
their
could hear the
fear.
screams of the animals, and I would say to begin next session, you would hear the
We see
puffing
a
and
flaming
puffing of a
Yolanda.
minotaur and this familiar growls of a manticore.
Oh shit!
Oh, is Boris still on?
No,
he
he
left.
left.
Dipped immediately.
You're lucky you didn't hear that.
Well, I'm still
Oh my God.
streaming, but I'm
Oh,
trying to get
no.
him to come back.
That's
Oh, no.
Why did he go?
no. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
couldn't tell how
I think
frustrated he was.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
Why was he
How
frustrated?
dare he fail a save? 22 is bullshit. It should have
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
Not
I was gonna
how it
say.
works.
That's also kind of one of my examples of optimized combat right there. Don't get mad when you fail a 22 save. It happens at level 11. Hell, in our 3.5 campaign, I remember at one point I rolled like a 25 Constitution save and still failed the hell out of it. It happens.
Yeah.
It just feels like I feel like maybe you could have eased us into getting harder instead of just like throwing us in and suddenly we're used to overpowering everything and suddenly we're getting.
He's been very
smacked.
slowly easing us into getting harder. It's just been
It
hard
hasn't
for us to.
felt like that until like the session where we got ambushed. That was the first time it felt really difficult. Or even actually the battle with Tadriel and Tyr and stuff in there. That's when it started to feel hard. I've just never seen a save that high that came out of nowhere.
Unfortunately
Well-
for Kyle, that's because I noticed
Yeah, but
while
he can't be
kind of ramp
wa-
up
he can't
difficulty,
be-
we've been in a dungeon, so he's been fucked with a what I call a funnel effect.
Yeah, that's true.
You have
You
a bunch of
also-
strong guys, but when you can only throw one of them at us at a time.
Mm-hmm.
and you can't really be
This is definitely a humbling
used
experience.
to high saves because you just either get them or you don't.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't
I,
get no way getting used to those.
I feel like our party's gonna be quite humbled after this.
Oh, I mean, me as like just a player in general, I think it was when we hit level 14 or 15, because I was still relatively new to D&D, and it was 3.52, so it's a little tougher in my opinion. I was super humbled because like our whole party got close to dying at one point because
Yeah,
we
it's
basically
insane.
had 3 decent battles back to back, and I'm sitting there as a new player like, what the fuck is this? What are you trying to do? And
I
Eric
understand it,
and one of our
and
buddies were like, this is D&D, man. It happens. You
yeah,
lose multiple characters.
I understand it now, and I'm cool with the optimized combat. It makes sense. But in my I just it took me by surprise because anytime I've ever played D&D or even seen D&D played, I've never seen a save higher than 20. But that could be because I've never really played through a campaign for that long, or maybe in that high level. The highest level I've ever jumped into was maybe 12 or 13, where I jumped in for a session and probably didn't have to make any saves like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I just
don't
have that
matters.
experience.
It doesn't matter. The save is the save. Boris failed to save. It's just how it works.
No, I
exactly.
don't. I don't.
Exactly.
I don't get why he's really upset.
That's why I said I failed. I rolled a 25 and failed to save before. It happens, man. You gotta take the good punches with the bad punches. It's just the way D&D is.
It's
a fun game.
That's what it is.
It sucks, but the point is, it's not like a life-altering.
No.
It's not like, hey, Boris is going to die instantly if they fail to save.
I actually,
you don't know that.
So funnily enough, if he's paralyzed, I did prepare lesser restoration.
We also don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not even looking at him. My back is turned.
Well,
I
we
didn't
don't
even
know we don't know what's happening to him. He's paralyzed, but we don't know what's going through his body. We have no idea. He doesn't know what's going on with his body. He could be transforming into something for all we know.
Technically speaking, in character, we also don't actually know that he's paralyzed yet.
Well,
we just know that he's gonna hit the ground.
Like I just said, here's back is turned. She has no idea what's happening literally anywhere else.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Too busy having the highest body count.
Yep.
I told you, Torn's gonna carry us through this.
Like I carry everything.
Boris doesn't know what's happening. We don't know what he's actually ailing from. So failing his wisdom save doesn't mean shit right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Personally speaking, I think this whole fight is gonna come down to Torin, Zuya, and maybe Wub doing the right things and getting the right rolls. But mostly Torin and Zuya. Because they seem to have the dankest wild spells.
Well, that was fun, guys. And just for the announcement for the channel, the plan was originally next week we were going to take a little pause from Princes of the Apocalypse to try out a new game, The Lost Mines of Phandelver. Some of your usual faces will be here to play this game.
Hello.
I think, and we just kind of made this decision as a group just because some of us wanted a little bit of a break from the storyline of Princes, and that also gives me a little bit of a chance to keep writing some of the different things that are happening. But because the session, the actual siege of this session went on a little bit longer than originally anticipated, we will be back next week, like usual, to finish this up and see how it plays out. And then after that, you'll be seeing some different content coming out of this on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone go wild.
Gonna be super exciting. Who doesn't love seeing more of me?
I mean, I know I do. I've got a big picture of Eric in my room.
I'm excited. Everybody needs to post their character art for the Lost Mines of Phandelver.
Man,
tell them about your Eric body pillow.
I just hate stealing somebody else's stock art and claiming it as my character. I really do.
I mean, you could commission it.
Kyle,
give me the money. Actually, I have the money right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Kyle, tell everybody about your Eric body pillow.
Shh, you're the only one that knew about that.
You gotta tell everybody about it because it's awesome.
Man,
I thought about getting commissioned art for Hero, to be honest.
See, you can't tell everybody about my life-size pillow collection of everyone.
Well, hey, I was just talking about Eric because you were talking about his.
Well, I can't just get one of Eric. I have to get one of all of you.
You were bringing up portraits of Eric, so I was just talking about your body.
A portrait is one thing. That's artistic. A body pillow
is art. Depends on how you look at it. I was going with
Good
the
night,
art
guys.
Okay, guys.
aspect of it.
Yeah. Let me.
Good
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Adios, adios.
Adios.